Hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
How we doing, guys?
How's everybody this evening?
Foma, good to see you. How you doing? Thank you for that sub.
Oh, did you leave the door open?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Marley, how you doing? Anarchy.
What up?
How you guys doing? What's going on?
Welcome to an evening of weird.
Yeah, man. Hope you guys brought your questions.
Yes, John will be joining us momentarily.
Hey, Marley.
What
good
up?
To see you.
What day is it? Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
How was Wednesday, guys? How's the stuff and the things? I worked today. Work was...
Weird night. My whole week has been weird, man. Which, you know, makes it weird.
Yeah. Anarchy, where are you living these days? Are you in Florida? Florida?
Worked today, right on. We got Thai food.
It's good.
That's about it. I played some video games and hung out and got some shit ready and... Yeah, man.
Yeah. Still enjoying the sun in Florida?
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. It's still been not too bad here. It's supposed to start getting colder over this coming weekend, but...
Today was great.
Yeah, it was like almost 70 today, I think.
Nice and chilly at night, too, though.
I don't know, dude. Last night it was kind of hot. I slept with a fan blowing on my face. Because it was like... It was
You're
warm.
one of those people that sleep with a fan regardless, just for the
Yeah,
noise.
but when it's cold, I turn the fan away from my face and just have it blowing so I have the noise.
Out my
You know,
face.
white noise, man. Helps to sleep.
Yeah, man, it's been a while since we got a chance to hang out with John and have you guys pick his brain about some shit.
Yes. And then we'll be going on vacation. We're gonna go see him at the Little Traverse Bay Parafest is going on this coming weekend.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty cool.
And I'm sure he'll tell you all about it. He's got another event in Detroit, which is going to be this coming Tuesday. So we're gonna
He can
try to
tell
make
you about
too,
that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's all about. Because Jess was telling me about it.
Yeah.
Look,
Aw.
just moved to Michigan, Marley.
Yeah. Move to Michigan.
You'll see him all the time. It's cool because he
Move to Michigan.
He usually doesn't do stuff in Detroit, so.
No, he does like some well, maybe not in the actual city proper.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Chris, hello. Oh, you'll be there too. Well, we'll have to hang out.
Right on, that'll be
Heck
cool.
yeah.
John's
Heck
on
yeah.
John time.
At least he texted us right at 11.
Yeah. The only
He's like,
time
I'll be there.
The only time he ever texts us back. Alright, leave the door open. Chris, good to see you. How you been, man? Thank you for the follow and everything, too.
Yeah.
Good
Welcome.
stuff.
Welcome.
Yeah, man.
I'm like trying to keep one ear this way, listening. If I hear footsteps.
You
Know that feeling?
Hey, Chris, do you have any, anywhere for chat to follow you on any kind of media, like Twitter? Do you have a website? Please,
We follow him on Twitter.
yeah, feel free to put that in the chat.
But you'll have to, if it's a link, you'll have to whisper it to Marley if you know how to use whispers.
Or Marley, if you already know this info.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Please and thank you.
Did you make a weird command?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You told
So
me.
yeah, if any of you have not had the chance to check out John's oh, I can't reach.
I can do it right here. I don't understand
Exclamation
why you
weird, please. You can go to his website. It's up top here too. weirdlectures.com. Follow. Check it out. Learn about weird things.
I'm gonna be drunk by the time he gets here.
No. Drink more coffee.
I have been.
Coffee.
But thank you guys for stopping by tonight. Good to see you.
Heck yeah.
And if he's on a rampage, instead of interrupting him, here, hold on, what's the command here? The podcast. Yeah, if you hit exclamation ask space and then your question, it'll show up in a queue, and We never tweeted anything out either.
Oh, because we were going to take a picture with John, but he's not here. Yeah. Okay. Will you make a Twitter? Make a Twitter.
Make a Twitter.
It's happening. Hey, weirdos, it's happening? I don't know.
We'll just that.
And then put our Twitch link.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just have a Facebook page and Twitter at the moment. I haven't been able to build a site yet. Right
gotcha.
Yeah, John's on John time.
What up, EVX? He says, you're a wizard, Alpha.
You're a wizard. Gamer, how you doing, buddy? I don't know how to spell. Alright. That didn't take too long. Or is he... Never texting back to the last minute? He never, ever has texted me back in years, but he did text me.
I was convinced I had the wrong number for quite some time until just a little bit ago.
And he doesn't allow messages on Twitter either, so
no.
It's like, alright, cool.
But he has so many followers. His shit would be blowing up.
I go, hey man, you see these texts, don't you? He's like, oh yeah, I see them. Right on, dude.
Aw.
I dressed up for him today. I wore a tie and everything, man.
It's true. He did. He so did.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. There's a lot of stuff to catch up on. A lot of weird stuff's been happening. It's good stuff.
So I was driving home the other night, and I saw what looked like a flame in the sky. And it was like, I felt like I was getting closer to it. But, the road curved where I was going, and all of a sudden it wasn't on the one side of the road that it was on the other, but then the trees were too tall and I couldn't see anymore. It was really strange.
Swamp gas, babe.
Maybe it was, because it looked like a burning flame. Like a bright burning flame in the sky. I don't know. Yeah, swamp gas.
Weird shit, man.
I don't know.
So apparently there's going to be a meteor shower this weekend, too, up north. And we'll be able to catch some of that.
That would be cool.
Instead of
oh my god.
I don't know if we're going to have time to go to the dark park. But...
Dang it. That is an hour away, but if we went during the meteor shower, it would be amazing. Because you can see all the galaxies and...
Yeah. What is that? That's mostly Texas in our lives.
That's true. Oh, was you riding your dragon?
Well, you should have said hi or something.
Ding.
Or tossed something down and threw something at her car. Yeah.
But yeah, it was very strange.
Marley, were you in chat last night with Shanderp? And she said she actually caught a picture of the flare out in the parking lot at Paracon. She actually caught a picture of it.
Marley was here for a little bit, but she had to go back because she had to be up at 6 a.m. or something. In the morning. That's early.
Yeah, because we kept yelling at Shanderp that she was right next to us all weekend. We didn't even meet her.
Oh yeah, didn't know. Awesome. Last night I was driving home. I thought was a plane until it just popped out of existence.
Weird shit like that, man. I don't know. It happened. It makes me question if I even saw it in the first place. You know.
You weren't in our chat last night? Then I imagined it. Maybe it was the day before.
No, it wasn't.
Had to be at work at 5 a.m. It was all a dream. Maybe it was the night before. These days all blend together.
Sometimes.
Because we played the same game the last 2 nights. We played the Harry Potter Lego game.
Harry Potter.
Which is, it's fun. I love all those Lego games. They're a good time.
So I got this little self-contained Atari unit working. That's actually John's. That we tried to do it last time he was here, and I couldn't get it working. So smart.
We tried to do it 5 minutes before stream, though. That was...
Got it working, though, so he might be playing some Atari.
Richie Dank, hello.
No big deal. Hey, Dank, how you doing?
Wizard, Ari, now save the world, no big deal. That's what you said. Dun, 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 dun.
Evil, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, did it ever happen? Like, or you see a couple lights blink in the sky, like, okay, that's a plane. And then you turn away for what seems like 2 seconds, and all of a sudden it's like way over here, and like totally different in the sky. Like, did that?
And then you do question. You know, I had forgotten another thing I saw when I was younger. I was with my friends. This is like high school, and my friends Brad and Nicole. We were in this car, and we saw this red dot in the sky. And I completely forgot about this, and then remembered the other day because I saw something on Facebook with my friend Brad, and I remembered the red dot that we followed. We followed this thing for like miles. And it's just like slowly moving. And then eventually it just took off and disappeared.
So what you were talking about the other night with the winding road and the flame in the sky, was it just regular like orange, red, yellow fire color, or?
It was like white and orange. And it looked like... It was a little bit elongated, but it was far away, and it was in the sky. And I was like, at first I thought it was like one of those floating lanterns.
Oh, I hate those. Those freak me out.
It wasn't. That would eventually be like sinking. It was staying at the same spot almost. And then it was. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Chris, we played.
Love the Lego games.
Most of the Lego games.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
There was a couple like the
Indiana Jones.
Lego movie games we didn't do.
We didn't play those. The Pirates of the Caribbean ones, those were super fun too. Mm. But yeah, the Harry Potter ones I got ages ago, and we originally didn't have a controller that worked with it. And then the other day I thought about the fact...
Games, no way.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta have a controller.
No way. Thanks for bearing with us, guys. I know you're not here to really see us tonight, but...
He is assured us he'll be here. Hello?
Even when he's
this is why Dave Scott has heart attacks.
He moved to space at radio. Like, you call me like 1 minute before I go live, dude. You give me a heart attack.
Yeah, the Steam controller. That's why we can play it now, because we got the Steam. You're always here. That's true, Marley. We love you. Bull, I hunted this out especially for y'all haven't... Oh, it's been a while. How have you been, man?
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Inadvertent evil. You're here for the beer and the wings. Key, what's up?
I don't have any wings. Or beer.
No, just booze. Vodka. Played the crap out of the Lego Marvel superheroes. Yeah, those were fun too.
That was fun.
Those were super good. We got the super villains one too. That was also fun.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones.
Life is coming at you like a spider monkey. Come on. Yeah.
If you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
I believe that's correct. I guess.
Yeah, life has a tendency of doing that, man.
Sure does.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's, black and reddish. You here for the free pizza?
I don't know who you've been talking to, but
you said we had food.
They lied to you.
We got a little bit of Thai food. Thai food.
Free pizza tomorrow.
That's like free beer tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's tomorrow, it's today, so it's still free beer tomorrow. You never get to the free beer. It's all an illusion. Anyone have any weird experiences they'd like to share?
Yeah. While we're waiting for the guest of honor. Thai's good, man. I've never had... Well, I mean, I've had Thai that was bad because of the actual place, but as far as, like, the dishes, there's no such thing as a bad Thai dish.
If the restaurant is good.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because there's a lot around. And there's only a few that I think are really good. Yeah. The one we get, like, literally, like, every week, we pretty much get carry out from there. It's one of the few things we get weekly. Usually I cook at home most of the time. But once a week, we get Thai. It's good stuff. I
learn how to cook Thai. Could you imagine trying to do that on like an electric burner?
You need a freaking wok and a gas stove.
Trying to walk an electric burner.
I mean, I guess you could.
Indian food's good too, man. Yeah.
I mean, I do have that induction burner, which I could probably get like a flat-bottomed wok, even if it's rounded, and use it with the induction. Because that gets hot enough, fast enough with the heat, and be evenly heated. Indian food is that a rocket?
It's a bomb.
is the bomb. Indian food is delicious.
Girlfriend got into a crash? I'm sorry, man.
Oh. So
good.
And then bought a new car and she got into it. What?
Oh my god. Send her back to driver's training, man.
She might need, yeah.
It's not funny, I'm sorry.
It's not, but what are the chances of that? Like...
That's just...
Fudge.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, insurance? Oh, man. Oh, no, haha. And neither time was her fault. Well, that's good, but geez, I'd be, like, afraid to get back in a car after that.
Kidding,
Holy
Or
crap.
just chalk it up like, okay, those are my 2 crashes, and good to go.
Rear-ended both times so badly they shoved her into the car in front of her. Freaking hell.
Thanks, man. Well, I'm glad she's okay.
Man.
It's horrible, man.
That is.
Hey.
Rough Trade Radio. Yeah, I have something to share. There's these 2 weird co-streamers in my follow channels, and they have this obsession with lobsters and the supernatural. What can I do?
Just roll with it, man.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. Just, you know.
Power Durfinger.
He's on his way.
He's on his way. He's on John time.
He's got, yeah. Gasm. Rough Trade, how you been, man? Good to see you.
He's probably just sitting on the porch listening to us talk.
Yeah. No ring right now, Mr. Herman. Yeah, he's over there in that. There's a chair.
Yeah. He's waiting for him. Yeah. He's invisible.
Just out there chain smoking.
Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, man. Doing good. And since the con, everything's been pretty much the same. Just working and waiting to leave again.
Gotcha. Oh, he just left from here, wherever you are. Alright. Fair enough.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He's having 6 cigarettes and a vodka and ginger ale. We got one waiting for him right here. We got it. It's ready. The ice is melting.
Wait.
The ice is melting. I poured it not strong. Just a normal pour.
You didn't switch that either.
Shit. I'm sorry. I've been sitting over here. I didn't do any of this stuff. What do you want me to change it to?
Getting weird with Johnny L. Tenney.
Okay.
Just chatting.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't do any of this. And then, are we doing? Do you want talk shows or podcast? Is podcast a thing?
No.
Talk shows and podcasts.
Yeah, talk shows. That's fine. Yeah.
Professionals here. Getting weird.
Yo, finger, knock it off. That shit. That was, you're not banned, it's just a little purge there, but don't need to be getting so specific. Please and thank you. Yeah, we were not ready, apparently, tonight.
Sorry, I didn't do any of that because I was over here. Hey.
Hey,
Hey. Hello. Welcome. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, how are you? Oh.
It's gonna be a little tight.
Glad to see you. Hey, you didn't wear a tie. He wore a tie just for you.
I went tieless. I'm coming in hot.
That's your drink. It's
Thanks.
Ginger ale
I need it.
And vodka. The ice is sort of... Yeah, sorry, it's a little tight.
Do I need headphones? What do I need?
It's up to you. I mean...
I don't even think we need headphones, do we?
It depends on if you want to play a game or not.
Oh, yeah, if you want to play a game, you can wear my...
I promised I would play something.
Okay.
So we did hook up the Atari.
Does it work?
It does.
He got it to
tested
work.
it out and everything. The man himself.
Yes.
Hey, weirdos. Where am I looking? Where's my camera?
Well, your camera's here.
Ah.
And then there's chat there, so you can... There's Marley and...
Wait, I can talk too? I can chat?
They can hear you and...
But I can chat?
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I don't think I was able to before.
Yeah. We have a
Does it
little
work?
bit different of a setup since last time you were so, yeah.
Yeah, see, there's no green screen in the background, and we're right now in the Black Lodge.
Oh, scary. Yeah. It's very Lynchian.
So, yeah, we just watched He rewatched, and I watched Twin Peaks for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was pretty awesome. I need to see the new...
it was her first time for Twin Peaks.
I haven't watched Twin Peaks since it first aired, and haven't watched the renewal portion of it. Did you watch the new stuff?
Not yet. I have to get a subscription to something so we can binge watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lynch is a madman, though.
Yeah.
He's very, I'm sure he has done ritual magic.
Probably.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
all the stuff in that show is all like
he knows
very,
way
like,
too much about the occult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the stuff he alludes to in that. I'm like, this is all very relates to the paranormal.
I told you I'd come in hot.
You sure did.
That was quite warm.
Do you know what so let's go straight hot. Do you know what the key secret to the OTO and Aleister Crowley, like the highest levels of magic? Do you know what the highest levels, what the secret is?
No.
Felching. You know what felching is?
I do. This is an adult
channel.
Yeah, it's an adult channel.
It is 18 and up. Yeah.
Go ahead and explain.
I mean it's just I would hope that everyone Googles it. I want to see the Google trending of felching go up, but that's pretty much what it is. People forget that ceremonial and ritual magic, like in the turn of the century. Mm-hmm. Like turn of the century people, like Ouija boards, right? Mm-hmm. Ouija boards were supposed to be placed on a man's lap and a woman's lap, and their knees were supposed to touch. And then their hands were supposed to touch on the planchette. So it was a way of being in a room with a woman that you weren't married to and having physical contact with them, right? Yeah. So it's all like, there's a lot of magic and a lot of supernatural stuff that's just sex stuff.
Sure.
Like all anybody's ever tried to do is get laid.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, John, good to see you. Welcome back.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to the Little Traverse Bay Paracon.
When are you guys going?
Friday and Saturday.
But I mean, when are you leaving?
Friday morning.
Friday morning.
Ish.
You want to drive me?
We can carpool.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
I'm like, that was sure. It's perfect.
So, how long, speaking of Aleister Crowley,
yes,
how long did Jimmy Page own his house?
Before he
Because didn't he buy the house and then got freaked out and pieced the hell out?
Yeah, I mean, the Led Zeppelin stuff is really interesting because they were into a lot of ritual magic as well. Like, if you look at Robert Plant's pants, like, he has a lot of astrological symbols on them. They all gave themselves names that were occultish. Obviously, Jimmy Page glommed onto Zozo and that whole portion of it. But I mean, it really was like the late 60s was the kind of rebirth of occultism, Gardanian magic. So like there was this guy who proclaimed to understand new magical systems, Gardner, who became very popular in the 60s. And in the 60s, free love, sex, like all of a sudden the magical stuff that had been hidden was allowed to be opened. Okay. And plus people were doing LSD and acid and all sorts of drugs. Mind-expanding drugs. So that's where Led Zeppelin was like, oh, maybe there's something here. What's interesting to me is, as a kid, growing up in the mid-70s to early 80s. So in like 79, I was 9. And then in the early 80s, obviously, in my preteens. Although I wasn't a paranormal researcher or anything like that, like I was fascinated by weird shit, as most little kids are. Led Zeppelin, to me, always seemed weird. Like, it seemed like they were tapped into something because their first few albums are very non-accessible. It seems like something is wrong with them. Like, they're great and people love them. Yeah. But it seems like they did tap into something. And so, like, Jimmy Page...
Something else in Lord of the Rings? Yeah.
Yeah, right? Aside from, like, Tolkien, like, mythologies and stuff like that. But there did seem to be, like, maybe they were studying stuff and trying to put it into music. And it does seem to work sometimes. The problem is that, whenever anything becomes popular, let's trend on that same path.
Sorry, that's my phone. Let me put that on mute.
Good job.
And then that happens with alien contactees, with ritual magicians, with musicians. Like, as soon as something becomes popular, you start doing it because it's popular, not because it's interesting to you anymore. And then the albums become kind of sucky. And even in magic, like, magicians become sucky. Once Crowley bought into his own bullshit, like, it became uninspired and wasn't good, and he started talking about, there'll be someone that comes after me, because even he realized, I'm just kind of a drug addict at this point, and making stuff up and trying to get banged as an old man.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Hey, man. Whatever works, I guess. Yeah, but that's funny, like, when you start reading that, like, even just the weird shit with, like, Brian Wilson and Charles Manson and Led Zeppelin and Aleister Crowley, like...
Something was definitely happening.
Yeah.
And I do think that the amount of drugs being done was kind of warping and waving a larger reality. So many people were doing drugs. And so many people were opening their minds to the ideas of a larger reality. That a lot more people were being tapped into it. Charles Manson's music isn't that bad.
Never listened to any of it.
Have you never listened to a Charles Manson
Not that I know
song?
of, no.
I didn't even know he had music.
Oh, yeah, it's out there. People can Google it and find it.
That one you can Google, yeah.
Yeah, you can Google. But Charles Manson's stuff is actually, if you heard it and you're like, oh shit, if this was produced, like, I would have loved this album. Because people were tapping into something. And I don't know what it was, but unfortunately, again, as the 70s neared and people started moving from mind-expanding drugs to the drugs that just made people more energetic, so cocaine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They lost track of everything, So all of a sudden you have people like Leary, who is, I figured out LSD, I'm going to expand everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Leary is like, no, I'm the reincarnation of Aleister Crowley. Like, okay, now you've gone a little too far. Now maybe you're just fucked up on drugs.
Yeah, settle down, Fonz.
Yeah.
It's funny. Speaking of magic, rituals, stuff like that, what's your opinion on rituals in your house? Good idea or a bad idea?
So it's weird for me because... What's going on?
There was a little screen tear next to... Oh, no, that's just your arm.
Yeah. We're like right here. So, yeah.
So it's weird for me. People who do know who I am know that I have like this weird bubble over my house that keeps bad things out. It also keeps me in, though. So, like, people will say, oh, I saw you in my dream last night. Was that you? And I can definitively say no, because I was sleeping in my bed, and I can't astral project or dream project outside of that bubble. It keeps me trapped. Like, if I astral project in my house, I end up in my kitchen. And it's very boring. Like, I just walk around and look at the dishes that someone needs to do.
Yeah.
But I do magic a lot of the times outside of my house, which is why I carry chalk. And I even did a tweet today because I was at Gus's, and there's a bar around this area that I go to, and everybody knows that. I was at Gus's, and someone asked me a question, and so I pulled out a dice out of my pocket and rolled it. And they were like, what do you carry dice for? And I'm like, because like when I'm out of my house, I do magic because I can. Mm-hmm. When I'm in my house, I really can't, because all of my ritual and stuff is blocked by this weird forest bubble over my house. So, I mean, people should do magic wherever they can. I think mostly they should do it out in nature, because we're animals, and like, I know for sure that squirrels...
Daves.
All the Daves. I know for sure this works. Squirrels who stand in my backyard on their hind legs with their hands together like they're praying get peanuts because I see it and then I throw the peanuts at them. So, like, nice. Their magic works.
We had some Daves on our porch the other night when we came home. There was 2. Oh, yeah, it was 3. I was like, what is that in the corner? And it was like, it just looked like a shadow at first to me. And then these 3 squirrels, like, ran off the porch at us. And it was pouring outside. And then, like, he went outside again later, and they were back up there. And they started, were they trying to run at your feet or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
They got into some bad shit.
We haven't seen them
they were
since,
tweaking
though.
out, man.
But I think what's interesting is I think that people don't realize that they're doing magic when they do magic. So, like my sister is a professor. She doesn't really have a huge spiritual or magical belief system. But she wears a lot of bracelets. She wears a lot of clothing that makes her feel safe. So she has necklaces and charm bracelets. She carries in her purse water that's rose scented. Huh? She carries a lot of different sprays that are natural, that she thinks are the dandelion wine. She keeps a little spritzer bottle, right? And I've tried to tell her, like, you're a natural witch. Like, you're already doing what witches do. You have protective charms and bracelets on you. You have potions and spells that you keep in your purse and spray on you. You're already doing magic.
Yeah, what else would you call it, right?
Right. But people are like, no, it's just perfume I like. No, you like it because you feel like it increases who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And if that's what it takes for you to increase your potential and your energy in the universe, you're doing magic.
That's why I carry a knife. Magic knife.
Yeah, magic knife? Yeah. I mean, every ritual magician has an... I mean, like they have swords, right? I don't, but...
Can I ask about your rings?
Yeah, so I have... I very uncommonly wear jewelry. Is that one right there?
Yeah, you can see it.
Kind of? Yeah, I see. Oh, I see it there.
Yeah.
So this is a reproduction of the ring that Boris Karloff wears in The Mummy.
Oh.
The first Mummy, the Universal Monsters movie. It's a
scarab.
It's a scarab. Yep. You see a little slide down his back.
Cool.
And then I love mood rings.
That's awesome.
Especially 70s mood rings.
Nice.
So, like, new mood rings have, like, weird peace symbols embedded into them and stuff.
Or their hearts.
Or their hearts, or they're weirdly shaped. But the 70s ones are just these big, like, kind of weird gemstones.
I like it.
And this one doesn't even really work anymore. It just always stays gray, which I think is kind of awesome, too. Like, it just says
Perfect.
I'm dead. Yeah.
Perfect.
I never could do rings. Sometimes I always get, like, whatever I'm doing during the day gets, like, pinched between my fingers, and usually it ends up just hurting my hands.
I don't know. I mean, I wear these every day.
Do they make you feel happy when you put them on?
It's like part of me.
Yeah.
Like it's part of my like daily. It's like daily ritual. You wake up, you wash your face, brush your teeth, do your thing, put on the rings, get ready to go to the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I wake up. I mean, that's what's funny too. Again, because you're doing rituals, right? Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the things that we do don't have a purpose. So, like, I wake up in the morning. I have a coffee pot that's set to go off at a certain time every day. So I wake up to the smell of coffee, right? And which immediately wakes me up as soon as I hear the percolator going, because it's an old school percolator of coffee. But the smell and the sound wakes me up slowly. And then once I get up, the first thing I do is I have a little altar in my bedroom, and I light incense. And at that point, my ritual kind of changes, because it's like standing at that altar in the morning. The altar tells me what I need to do. Like, do I need to light another piece of incense, or do I need to put a ring on? Or do I need to, like, splash my face with rose water? Or do I need to, like, put floral water on me? But something will happen in that moment that takes enough time for the coffee to be finished. And then I pour a cup of coffee, and then I drink coffee, and then the morning has begun. And it's like, I do think it's interesting that people have ritual that they don't realize. Like, even people going to work every single day. Like, they know that if they sit at their desk, their pencil has to be here, the pen has to be here, and now I can start.
So what's the...
Even how I close, like, I work at a bar, and I do certain things at certain times. It's like, okay, now it's time to do... I do the same freaking thing at the same time.
Because it works, it's familiar, and it makes you happy when it's done.
It's like, hey, I'm getting closer to leaving work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for your incense, do you use different scents, or do you have a favorite? Or do you use different ones for different purposes at different times?
So usually in the morning, I have like a 7 chakras incense that I burn.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And as that's burning very commonly, probably 6 out of the 7 days of the week, I also have a piece of birch wood from my family's property, and I'll light that on fire, which lights very fast, obviously, and it's really dark, weird smoke, and you probably shouldn't be inhaling it, but I already smoke cigarettes, so that's whatever. But I'll burn that too, because there's something about birch that, for me, makes me feel like a little kid up north with my family, and so it calms me down and relaxes.
Yeah.
What do you think about people with severe like OCD that have to lock and unlock the door 16 times every day? Is that just ritual gone overboard, or?
I mean, I think it's interesting because what they have ritual that makes them be able to be functional.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see a lot of the times are people who can only function in a society that tells them what to do, tell people with OCD that they're wrong, right? So like someone who, to be a professional, had to go to school, had to study, had to get their degree, had to fulfill the promise of their parents or themselves.
Yeah.
Then tell a person who had to turn a doorknob 16 times, what you're doing is wrong. It's like, but you had to go through all of these steps throughout your life to be able to get to a point to tell other people that the steps they go through are wrong.
It's kind of screwy, yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, we all have our own rituals. We all have our own magic. So I understand, like, people can say that there are chemical imbalances in the brain, but we're all chemically imbalanced. We're all damaged.
Oh, yeah.
We all have our problems and our situations, and whatever gets you through this moment, what seems to be this moment in this seemingly shared reality that we have, is fine as long as it's not hurting anyone else. Like, if you need to twist a doorknob 14 times, go for it.
It's your time. Yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
tis true.
But yeah, I always consider that more of like their extreme ritual, like, because if they don't flick the light switch on a number of times, something horrible is going to happen.
Or like the people who had fringe on their rugs and they'd have to straighten the fringe. Get rid of those rugs.
But what's interesting is you have people who are doing ritual like that, and they do it solely because they don't think that things are going to go wrong or going to go bad, but solely because they think that that's how they have to do it. So you have people who, you might have someone who straightens every string on their carpet, and someone that twists their doorknob 14 times. And they say, like, things will go wrong, right? But then you have people who have to go to church 3 times a week, right?
Yeah.
And they have to stand, sit, kneel, pray 6 times, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And say the Lord's Prayer 14 times to be resolved and absolved of their sins.
Yeah.
Or things are going to go wrong. And those people are like, you shouldn't straighten your fucking carpet. You have a mental problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it is this
Who's
very...
to say what's right or
who's to
wrong?
say what's right or wrong for each individual person?
Yeah. Agreed. You know what I do? Every time I go through a yellow light, I kiss my hand and then touch the top of the roof.
That's a true story.
I used to
I've
do
been doing that
I
for
stopped doing that.
years. I've been doing that.
I used to say something, too, when I hit the ceiling. Like
I didn't say anything.
I used to say something. Me and my
in my
friends
brain,
used to...
Police.
I'm like, don't pull me
Right?
over.
It was straight from the underground. Boom!
Oh,
How did my coming in hot work?
that was good.
I like it.
Was it
man.
all right?
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
see
good.
Mittens anywhere? Or he probably ran
No,
away.
Mittens was out of the whole situation.
All we did was straight talk shit on you for being
No.
late
Good,
the
I'll
whole
take it.
time.
No.
Absolutely.
No, we just said John's on John time.
There was really, like, now that you say that, Nat. Oh, I
What?
can't say that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it slipped by.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like I used to say something, like when I hit the ceiling.
I wonder what it was.
God, what was it?
No breaks.
No brakes. Something like that. You know what? I
Yeah,
think
Marley,
about that a lot.
Marley talks shit.
I think about that about... This is old man part of me now. So now when I'm driving home late at night, and I stop at stop signs. I've gotten popped a few times for doing rolling stops through stop signs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's
I'm really bad about rolling through stop signs.
But, so anyway, I've gotten
neighborhoods.
better and better at it as I've gotten older. And just whatever. I guess I have time. But,
all right.
But I think about all the times that I was 17 and 18 years old, and I would just, at night, fly down side streets, blowing stop signs.
Yeah.
I would actually do this thing that we used to call, my friends and I, maybe people do this still to this day, I would do this thing called Pizza Boy, where as I got near a stop sign, I would flash my headlights and go through the stop sign so that if anybody coming the other way would see flashing lights and they would stop.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But now when I get to stop signs, I'm like, I hope
Someone's not
me,
flying through
yeah,
this.
I hope someone like me, when I was 17 years old, isn't flying through stop signs because
Yeah.
they're
Oh my
going
God.
to destroy me.
That's funny. Pizza boy. Coming through.
Pizza Boy, coming through.
Watch
Watch
be there in a
out.
half hour unless I don't get to charge him.
Hey, fire!
Hello.
Fire!
I always remember that name from like years ago now. Because I think the first time I was on your guys' show was like 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Maybe, yeah. We've been...
Man,
January
so
will be
this is-
5 years since we've been
This is
doing
your fourth time on the show.
Yeah,
So
it is
maybe
the
2 or
fourth
3 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys gotta stop doing this. What's
I don't
going
know.
on?
We like it. We met a lot of cool people through it.
Maybe
cool people. I don't
when
know.
people stop watching, we'll stop doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys record anything at Michigan Paracon?
As far
Just
as
pictures.
Just pictures?
Yeah.
Did you ever
Video?
post them on the
We did
stream?
a whole slideshow of them,
You did?
actually. Yeah. Where do we have that saved? I mean, we could actually show it right now.
if you want to.
Let's see some shit and I'll talk shit about people that are in your pictures.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Yeah, we're
All
going to
right,
show
let's do
some.
that.
We were all at Michigan Paracon. When was that? August. In August. Marley was there. Chris.
Can you believe
J,
that's like
Paranormal.
almost 2 months ago?
No.
It flew.
It did.
Oh, no, absolutely, man.
Yeah, I remember, like, we finally decided we were going, and then we booked our hotel, and it was like, it's like 5 months away or whatever. And then all of a sudden it was August, and it was there.
You know what? Looking in the chat room and stuff, can I just say, thank God somebody loves my voice. I saw someone say that I have a good voice. I will take that.
Heck
I hope.
yeah.
I'm going to assume it's me and not Chris.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, he goes-
sin.
He goes
right?
by Chris. Chris
No.
is
Yeah,
okay.
Chris is fine.
Anyway,
Um,
I'm sure my good voice wasn't while I was going
Maybe,
but
maybe not.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this
All right.
slideshow. Let me
It's gonna-
talk some shit about people.
as soon as I hit OK, it's gonna pop up right away. So.
All right,
And
let's do
I
it.
think we had it set for like 8 seconds,
seconds,
of photo.
All right, let's do it.
There you go.
So that was when we were driving up.
The beautiful, I mean, look how gorgeous, right? I wish I was that young and beautiful and handsome. I wish I was that drunk.
we stayed in Gaylord the first night we drove up, so we were like halfway there.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting name
No, it's
for
a good name. Good name.
party store.
Good name. Terrible design, but good name. Did you win anything?
Hell no, I lost a lot.
Then you shouldn't be showing that picture.
That's funny. She put this together.
I won like $150 when I was there.
Absolutely. Nice.
Terrible design. And I love Tim and Brad who put it together, but that's terrible design. I should design those for this.
There's
A wild Marley.
A wild
appears.
Marley out in the wild.
I am literally wearing that shirt right now.
Oh, Greg and Dana, look at that.
Yes.
Inside the museum, the traveling museum of
Yes.
the paranormal, the occult.
So
Dana
cool.
looking great. Greg's got to get rid of those fucking fades on his pants. Bad.
I forget what panel we were watching.
It's something
there.
boring.
It was not this panel. We were
It
we
might
were
have been
up
that panel.
No, we were up
I-
front for
okay.
that. We were
All
at
right,
tables
all
for the
That's
other
the
ones.
Hellier panel. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Marley held down like
Greg in the background, me
That's-
in the background, Grant from Australia in the background, Jessica in the background.
Grant can talk, dude.
He can talk for sure. Wow, Marley out in the loose. Look out
Connor
Molesting
with
a
Connor. Yep.
and Sin. Me.
Connor, who's Carl. Look at that. Carl did the same thing I did, which you realize you're balding, just shave your head. Yep, for sure. That's what you do. Just get rid of it. Yep. What is going on with Greg's arms? Why is his cuffs like that? I'm gonna have a talk with him.
That chick
You
was
guys-
awesome.
Yeah, I liked her. Maria.
Yeah, Maria's good.
She was a lot of fun.
Oh, perfect.
I think I grabbed Marley's phone at that point.
Maybe.
Did you guys drink at all at this convention?
No, not at all.
No, not at all. No.
I don't think I stopped ever.
That's the good thing about this convention is you don't really stop ever stop drinking. You just keep drinking and drinking. This convention, I mean, for me, drinking the drinks. Right?
Yeah, those are some drinks.
The thing with me is that convention always happens during my birthday.
Yeah.
So like I walk into the bar and the bartender's like, 5 people want to buy you a birthday drink, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's just do that.
The whole room when you're doing the Hellier panel.
Ooh, Tyler Strand, look at that with a Greg Newkirk.
To John, that was pretty cool.
I like his suspenders.
Tyler's
He had the
got some
whole
good
suspenders
fashion,
going on. Yeah, he does.
Was he Mork from Mork and Mindy?
Peekaboo.
Yep. God, Greg's looking good with a tie clip. I'll take that. Oh, there's me.
The one picture with Jess we got, yeah.
Yep. Grant in the background slamming that beer. That Australian going for it. Oh, the Ghost Brothers.
Yeah.
They were funny, man.
They are very funny. Yes. Absolutely. I've done a bunch of... there's Greg Lawson.
We liked him a lot.
Greg is good.
Such a nice
Greg
guy.
has seen a lot of dead people, which is interesting to talk to him about.
We bought a book of his. For
paranormal detective book.
He's done a lot of weird stuff and seen a lot of dead bodies. Jeff Belanger, look at that.
I just watched his Haunted New England show he had on.
It's all right. Jeff Belanger would be mad if I didn't say he's an asshole. So there you go, Jeff Belanger. You're an asshole. He would be mad if I didn't say that.
He did try to cut in line when we were waiting for food.
Nick Groff. Nick broke the exercise stuff at Michigan Paracon doing exercises at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my God.
It's too buff.
Dave and Steve. There you go. Ghost Nation, everybody. Watch that nonsense. It's about to start.
That's our shelf of stuff. So we got the goblin head.
Oh, you need more stuff.
I know, we do.
I didn't get a goblin head. God, I should get a fucking goblin head. Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Send an alpha.
John Tenney.
Right? No.
Yeah. No? Okay.
Here's where it gets a little weird.
I don't think we put the... We didn't put all of them. We just put like the... maybe there is that one.
Oh, listen.
Hey, did you drink it all?
Listen, just kiss people. Time is short. Oh, there you go. Your lips look photoshopped in that.
That was my tongue.
It's like your tongue is pushing your lips out ridiculously. There's Dustin.
What a great dude.
The kindest, most positive person in history of the world.
I love his Twitter tweets. They're so
I know.
just
all he wants everyone
and...
to do is succeed.
Yeah, he's so nice.
Oh, Lisa?
Oh, she let me wear a cape.
She did.
Yeah, great.
She is pretty cool.
Just Chicago ghost tours. It's all great stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, this was not silver.
That was a picture of Goblin Head.
How come I don't have one of those? God damn it.
We at first we had to contemplate it because it was $100.
Yeah,
I know.
We split it.
I mean, I'd pay $100 for it, but I don't know how many people would.
When he explained like what went into
it, for
and
sure.
I was like,
it's
okay, well then yes,
yeah.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
These aren't necessarily in order, I don't think, of like the days, but.
Hey, we did our
best. Oh yeah, Bubba.
Finding Bigfoot, yeah.
Oh, Bobo and Cliff. Bobo is so funny.
He lost a lot of weight.
He did.
And cut his hair off.
Yeah.
Bobo is really funny because he comes up and he goes, "Hey, Tenney, you know a lot about UFOs. What's up with Bob Lazar? Is that real?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Fuck."
We just watched
you just said straight up no.
We just watched the Bob Lazar thing on, was that Netflix or Amazon?
Yeah, the new Lazar documentary, yes.
It was interesting, at least.
Oh yeah, the Paracon Ghost.
Oh, the Paracon Ghost. Shows up everywhere.
We have plenty more, if you would like another.
Oh, as far as liquor goes?
Is this going... Wait, does this start over again?
No.
No, we just have them out of order.
This is the last night.
No, this started over again.
No, it didn't. I haven't seen this one.
Oh, well.
No, because this is all the last night.
Oh, maybe
No,
this is. I think you're doing
random.
a random sort.
There's a couple
so,
dupes though. There's a couple duplicates.
Oh, okay, that's not that one.
Oh, that Crocheted Aliens is Roswell P. Tenney. is the name of that alien.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, that's
okay.
the
There you go.
beginning.
There's the
Right,
beginning.
right. Yeah. What a great time. What a great time.
It was good.
That was a really good turn.
This
Amazing.
convention this weekend is completely different in the sense that I think that it's maybe only 60 or 70 people.
That's
and
cool.
so there's a lot of sitting around talking, smoking, really getting to like hang out with people.
I like that.
Which is why I love doing this event, like in Petoskey.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I started reading Andrea Perron's first, the House of Darkness, House of Light.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'll get the first book and then see, like, I want the other ones, because I'm about halfway through it and it's insane.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's freaking
absolutely
wild ride.
What I think is interesting. So Andrea and I are doing a couple events this month, but what's interesting to me is this month, probably specifically, I expect to see an explosion with Andrea because one of the Halloween specials for Ghost Adventures is Ghost Adventures is doing the Conjuring House.
Oh my god.
And Andrea is in that episode.
Wow, okay.
So it's like the first time she's gone back to the house, right?
Yeah. Totally
so it's the first time that she's gone back to the house and she's there with Zach. And spoilers, I mean, I really don't care. People who know me know I don't have secrets and stuff, and it's hard for me to keep secrets because I think secrets are dumb. But I know that, like, her and Zach fought a lot while they were filming the episode because he wanted it to be super outrageous and crazy like Ghost Adventures, and she wanted the real story to be told.
Yeah.
And so they kind of went head to head on it. And I think that will be very engaging for people to watch on television. Yeah. And then there's an episode, I believe, of Kindred Spirits coming up. Kindred Spirits will be the first people to investigate the Conjuring House. So Ghost Adventures will be the first with Andrea investigating it, and then Kindred Spirits will be the second investigating it with Andrea and the rest of the family.
Oh,
the whole family is going to come.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
So
I want to see
Kindred
that.
Spirits,
Holy crap.
That's always Amy.
And
Adam. Is it always Chip too? Or Chip just
is he a
once in
guest
while?
appearance?
So I think the third season, I think Chip is on every episode.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Cool.
And then I don't know because I think they're just finished filming the third season, but I know that Chip is on every episode of the third season, and then there's guests as Amy and Adam do, like whenever they have a situation or an issue, they call someone, and then whether it's me or Greg and Dana or whoever, like they just call us and we'll show up if we can. Yeah. I know that in this third season there were 2 times I got called, like just to tell people like how this actually works. Like sometimes Amy and Adam will call and say like, we need you to come now, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
And they're like, can we Skype with you? And I'm like, yeah, I can give you a couple hours, but like I can't fly off to wherever because we're human beings and we have lives.
Yeah.
So, that's what's interesting about Kindred Spirits is that it is that real, where it's like, I'll get a phone call at 8 o'clock at night. Can you fly here?
Like that night,
like that night, yeah.
Like
absolutely.
book a flight, go.
We'll get you here. We need you here now. Like we don't know what's happening. And you just can't sometimes. I mean, human beings are human beings.
Yeah.
So that's all of the shows that I've worked on, the greatest example of how real something can be.
Yeah, they seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because of the Michigan Paracon, Chip had a booth, but I don't remember ever.
He was never at the booth. We never saw him at the booth. I would see him like walking around with people. Yeah. But yeah, I never saw him at the booth.
I mean, Chip, that's the thing, too, is it happens with psychics. I know it happens with Chip. I know it happens with Amy Allen. Like, you have people who are overtly sensitive to situations, and then you put them in a convention with 3,000 people.
Oh my god, yeah, it's probably a little
who
intense.
all have their own crazy weirdness going on.
How much information you get.
And you, like, no matter how much you want to block stuff off, like, sometimes you just can't.
Oh, geez.
And so you just can't be there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't even think about that. That makes sense,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Shut the fuck up.
Right, exactly. Right? Not only do you have, like, the spirits of, like, loved ones, like pounding at the door. But you have 3,000 people who are like, talk to my past loved ones. Like pounding at the door. Like, so it's got to be just completely insane. Yeah. So a lot of times, people were like, "Oh, I went to an event and I went to see Chip and he wasn't at his table." I'm like, "How many people were at the event?" They're like 2,000. It's like, yeah, no shit, he wasn't sitting at his table. Like every single person wanted him to reveal something. Yeah. So,
you should be skeptical, Anissa. You should be.
I'll rewind all this, right? So in that situation, we're talking about like psychics being at an event. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take the psychic matter out of it. Because this is something I've been dealing with in the past week and a half. Because I talk about ghosts and what happens to human beings after they die, right? I have been inundated this week with people wanting me to give them more. Right? So in the past week, I've had 2 friends pass away. And everyone comes to me and says, "What do you know?" As if I have an answer to give them to qualify and solidify this situation. I don't. That's the fucking thing. No one does. If someone tells you something definitively, first of all, that they're wrong. You need to find your own truth. You need to find your own answer. Yeah. The hardest thing I do is people go, "Oh, someone passed away. What does that mean to me?" And they're looking at me with eyes full of hope and expectation. And I have to tell a person, I don't fucking know. Like, we don't know. You have to find it within yourself.
Well, if there was an answer, there wouldn't be no more investigations, would there?
And there wouldn't be this. When a person passes away, it should strive to make you a better person. Because you should realize that the hour is unknown. There's no guarantee that you last the next 30 seconds, 60 seconds.
Yeah. Might as well try to learn something off of them.
Learn something, be kind, and be gentle. Like, that's what you know.
Yeah, you said.
And people are like, "But why isn't such and so talking to me?" Like, I don't fucking know. Like, no one fucking knows.
Maybe they don't want to.
Yeah, maybe, for real. Maybe they don't want to.
Yeah.
Speaking of hang out and smoking on, you want to take a break here? And
yeah, I'm going to smoke.
I'll sit here and chill. Will you make me another beverage?
Absolutely.
And I need one, too.
3 beverages coming up. I'm going to take a little break here.
I don't think I'm on break yet. I still see myself on the screen.
Yeah, I'm going to sit here while you guys
all right.
So, yeah. Sorry,
what are you going to talk to everybody about?
I'm going to talk about how I keep buying books, and I have
I had 6 come today in the mail.
So when we go to Traverse City, there's this book exchange there that's amazing.
I know all about it.
We're totally going.
It's great.
It's like $1, $2. Oh, I'm going to buy so many more books. So many more books. I can't stop. All right, let me catch up on chat here. Anissa, hello. Good to see you. Dr. Fuzzy Nuts, what is up? Inadvertent Evil. Amerkath, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Curious about stuff after death. I just don't think I'd ever want to know the exact shit that does happen. The unknown is terrifying to you. No one knows. It's true, no one does know. A schmoke and a pancake.
My cat's name is Mittens.
Is your trailer live yet, Greenfire? I look forward to checking it out. You love the buns? Thank you. Where is this at? Oh, so in Traverse City, just Google Traverse City Book Exchange, because it moved from last time we were there, and I guess it's in an even bigger spot than it used to be. I don't have my phone on me. Yeah, Traverse City Book Exchange, because there's only one. You Google it and you'll find it. But seriously, like, everything's like $1 and $2. Okay, so Book Exchange, like, if you have a bunch of books, you don't necessarily have to bring books, but you can bring them in and they'll give you like credit and money towards buying more books. And then or you can just buy books, and there's tons of them. They also have vinyl, and they have old DVDs as well. Congratulations, Marley. Dang. That's a lot of money. $375. High five. Okay, we'll do. Dude, yeah, there's like yeah, we went there and I got 5 books. I didn't go too crazy. I got a big fat book on dreams that I still need to read, and a bunch of other stuff I don't remember. That was the one I mainly remember. I got a book, a biography about Amy Poehler, because she's hilarious and I love her. And then I don't remember what the other books were. Yeah, so when we went, Chris, he bought a bunch of random, like, Christmas vinyl. He got, like, 6 albums. Krangicles, hello, what is up? You need more mythology books? Heck yeah. Got a cane today and you look like an old man. Can you walk? Are you out of your wheelchair, my friend? I just bought 7 at John K. King last weekend. Nice. Did you go to the one in Detroit or the one that's in Ferndale? Does one in Detroit still exist? Because that one was huge. Gotta walk with a limp-legged pimp. Technically, still use it because I'm lazy, but yes, I can walk officially now. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so John, he posted a picture of his bookshelf the other day. Why did he do that? I saved the pictures to my phone so I could start buying books that he had on his bookshelf. So the first one I bought is called The Golden Bough. It's about magic stuff, but also like I don't remember, like the history of religion with magic or something. I don't know. Let's look it up. I'll be able to tell you. Ah, nice. Very nice. Yes, please do. I've heard of that happening, like what happened to you, Green Fire. Like, that's not uncommon. You're babysitting. Do you have to jump through a graveyard again and ride a boat and a bus to get there? Alright, what? The Golden Bough. The Golden... Oh yeah, studying comparative religion, study of mythology and religion. Okay, mythology and religion, sorry, not magic. M words. Let you know when to ask. You've written it down already? Okay. When they come back and sit down, I'll bring that up first, and then we can talk about that, and then we'll talk about other stuff. But I'll probably need to jump another fence since the last bus will be in about an hour, and I don't know when that guy gets back. Jeez, man. I feel like these people you babysit for are so far away. Every time you post a shelf, you have to screenshot. I know, man, it's dangerous. Dangerous. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to read next after I finish House of Darkness, House of Light. Now, I obviously have to get the other 2 books. And then I'm going to want to read one about UFOs, too. They're huge. They're huge books. They're not small. 1 year, Marley. Holy crap. Thank you for 1 year. I can't believe it's been that long. Holy crap. Time flies. Thank you so much. Here. I can't reach the claws, but I got the lobster you got us. Thanks for the sub. Okay, he just sits like under the monitor. You started House of Light, super crazy. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm about, I think, 200 pages in. It's insane. Okay, it's hard to put down. And it sucks because I've been reading it while I'm at work on my breaks. So like I'll read like sound bites, or I'll read like a half an hour, and I'm like, and I don't have time to read right now. I want to read more. Books, stuff.
Books and stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of books?
All the books. I was saying how I bought the Golden Bough because I was creeping on your picture of your
James
bookshelf.
Fraser, perfect. Everybody should buy it and own a copy of it, whether it's an abridged version or a full version. The Golden Bow.
Bow. Okay, I'm saying it wrong. Golden Bow.
Or bow. When the bow breaks, the cradle will fall.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
What else should people buy? What should you buy?
I don't know. I need more. I read all the ones you originally recommended.
All right, so here's your book reading list for people. Grab
Can you just hand me a pen? A pen, please? It's right in that see the lobster. There's random pens.
Rock a lobster.
And then all these giant Post-it notes. All right, yes, book recommendations.
All right,
let's go.
So The King in Yellow by R.W. Chambers.
The King in Yellow.
The King in Yellow.
R.W. Chambers.
Did you ever watch True Detective?
No, but Chris did.
Okay, the first season they talk about the King in Yellow. So
okay,
that's one. How about The Great God Pan? That's by Arthur Machen.
Great God Pan.
The Commonwealth by Robert Kirk.
The Commonwealth. Robert Kirk.
And one more I'll give you, Mercurius.
M-E-R-C-U-R-I.
By Patrick Harper, who wrote Demonic Reality.
Which was fantastic.
It's a great book.
Okay. Cool.
And then people can also
download.
People can also download. I'm sure it's available online. Absolutely sure. The Equinox, which was the Ordo Tempi Orientis, the kind of Aleister Crowley fanzine, but it was called the Equinox. And it was printed in Detroit around the turn of the century, and it was all of the writings from Crowley and all of the other people in the OTO at the time.
Okay, good to know. All right, so our friend in chat, Greenfire, he was in a car accident not too long ago, and he had an experience that he wanted to ask you a question about. Just
sure.
So, yeah. So he heard a voice that guided him out of the car.
Right.
No one was there. What is exactly what's your clarify more what your question is about? Specify like what part of the experience.
No, I mean I think I might understand. Like, are you asking like if you have like a guardian angel or a daemon or like someone who's keeping track of you? Is that your kind of question? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so the way that I think about things, like obviously it could be a manifestation of the universe, which is going to be whatever you want to call it, whether you call it a personal daemon or a guardian angel. But I also feel, and people who have seen my lectures know that I talk about this all the time, like because the chronological systems of the universe don't work biologically. Like there's going to come a time in your future when you die, and the person who knows best what you need is you. And so it also could have been you telling you what you need to do. And I think a lot of times people overthink the situation. I think that they always look sometimes for something outside of themselves, when the reality is, even though you seem like you're in body now because you are, there was a time previous to this when you weren't in body before you were born, and that lasted billions of years. And there is a time coming after you leave your body, which will be billions of years. The majority of you is not in body. And so whether it was you before you became you or you after you have been you, I also think it's possible that you might have told yourself what you needed. Does that make any sense at all to anyone
I think so.
aside from me?
I think it kind of does, yeah.
I talk about this sometimes, like, and people have, I have a difficulty explaining it too. We spend the majority of our lives awake. And then there's a large, or a short portion of time in comparison. There's a short portion of time that we spend in a dream state, where there's all this fucked up stuff going on, right? Like we're talking to unicorns and beer cans, and we're in a house and we don't know what that house is, but it seems familiar. But the majority of our existence seems to be awake, and there's a minimal portion when we're asleep. So if you apply awakeness and asleepness to existence, the majority of time you don't exist, that's before you're born. The majority of time you exist after you die is out of body. Reality, what we're experiencing right now, has more common traits to a dream state. So there's this huge period of time when you're not in body, and you're fine with that, and things are perfect. Then there's this time when you're in body, and there's fucking computer games and screens and colors and all of this weird shit. That's the dream. This that we're in now is the dream. And then when we wake up, which is when we die, we'll be back to who we originally were in the first place.
Yes. I think so.
And that was Flair's second answer. Or second question, rather.
That's wild.
Here's the other thing too, is right, like it's all on the table. So like fire, like you said, like your mind is blown, but like that's the whole point of us talking to each other, is we all have these vastly weird experiences. And I think, for me at least, I mean, my internal dialogue with myself is that at some point when I'm talking to the two of you, right, the universe is only one thing, and it manifests itself differently. So John at some point has to be you, because it's only one thing.
Okay.
And at some point I have to be you, right? So I have to be Sin, I have to be Alpha at some point, right? And so when I'm talking to other people, I have to realize, I have to pull myself back and realize that I'm just talking to myself. But I'm talking to myself in a different body with a different life that I don't remember. And so when you're listening to me, like it's me listening to me, not quite understanding what I'm talking about. But you're going to get to a spot where you do understand, because you're talking back to yourself. And you're listening to yourself, understanding some of it, but not getting to it. Like, and Fire, you're listening to yourself, asking a question to yourself, because there's only one fucking thing. And so it's just one thing talking to itself through a myriad of personalities and experiences. And that's how we learn. And that's why it does it. That's why it spreads itself out into different personalities and different lives. Because being alone sucks. Like, it's fun for a while. It's fun to be introspective, and it's fun to be quiet. But it's very beautiful to be able to bounce an experience or a thought off something else.
Oh, yeah.
And the universe, which is one thing, realized that an infinity ago. And so it created infinite versions of itself, so it could bounce infinite ideas off of itself, because it didn't want to be alone anymore. Yeah. And so we are the universe talking to itself.
I could see that. That's interesting.
When do I get to play Space Invaders?
Oh, we can play whenever you
Wrap
want.
your brain around, man. I like it.
Did I ever tell you about the weird 3-part dream I had of you?
No, let's hear it.
Alright, so the first part, me and you were at this house, and there were all these ghosts of these dead children, and I was like, why can I see these? Why am I able to see these? And you were just like, you're in tune. And I'm like, okay. That's sure. And then it like fades to this other part where it's us three and we're all in separate cars and we're chasing this scorched, burnt out sports car that's like a ghost car on the expressway. So we're all chasing it. You like cut through like one of those parts where it's like the cops can go through them but we're not supposed to, like, and to go chase after him. And then Chris like kind of misses it but cuts through the median, and then I totally miss it. Just like fly off a freaking ramp. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was, apparently there was a legend of this ghost car and we never caught it or anything. And then the third part I had was you were possessed by a demon. And I cast the demon out of you. And what's funny is like I had told Dana too about the dream I had with her, and somehow we started talking about dreams, and I told her about this 3 series of dreams. She goes, what did John look like in the one that you cast the demon out of him? I was like, kind of like those pictures from Hawaii where every picture was like
my eyes rolled in the back of my head.
That's what it looked like. And I don't remember the time frame of when I had those, but it was weird, and it was all in one night, which was the weirdest part.
So the first thing that's interesting to me is that, so the universe, when I was talking earlier about the universe like talking to itself,
yeah.
The first thing that's interesting is that you have this kind of triptych dream, right? So it's a 3-part dream.
Yeah.
Because one of the so occultists, magicians, paranormal people, like one of the things that comes up archetypally across the multitude of the phenomena is 3. Oh. So the fact that you have a triptych dream, that you have a triad of dreams, right, is super interesting.
3's a weird number, man.
No. 3 is a pointer. 3 is a direction symbol. It tells you that things are the way that they're supposed to be. So like you will see 3, 13, 18 divisions of 3 in almost everything that the universe is trying to point you to. Okay. So that's interesting, first of all, that it's a 3-part dream. Yeah. Because that's showing you kind of a beginning, middle, and end. Throughout the universe and throughout cross-culturally, across all religions, you have triads, right? So you have Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Oh, yeah. You have it's always 3, a pyramid, like, right? It's 3 sides. Yeah. Right? So that's interesting that the first part of the dream is what?
The dead children in a house that I was able to see, and you were just like, you're in tune with it. That's why you see that.
Okay, so like, the first part is children.
Yeah, the second is...
So that's the beginning.
Yeah, the second is us chasing this ghost car on a highway that's like burnt and scorched. It's a gray car, and there's scorch marks all over it, and we're trying to chase it down. I don't even know why we're trying to catch it.
Right, so that's activity, right? So you have birth, you have activity, and then what's the third part?
You were possessed by a demon, and I cast it out of you.
Right, and so it's change and death, right?
Okay,
so you have the 3 parts portraying themselves perfectly in your dream, showing you that this is like something that's happening. That's the perfect triad. Like, that's how everything is.
That's so weird.
I mean, it's even funny when people say, so like, the majority of Judeo-Christian America, where we exist, right? So people make the sign of the cross, which is 4, right?
Yeah.
Right? But when they make the sign of the cross, which is 4 points, right? Mm-hmm. They only say 3 things, right? So they say Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're only saying 3 things because even the church recognizes that 3 is the marker post. Mm-hmm. And they don't want people to understand the marker post. The church was always about obfuscation and keeping priests in charge. Your dream is super interesting. Driving obviously has a lot to do with control. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting too. I love the fact that you're casting spirits out of me. Like, I love that. I love it. It's perfect. Like, it makes total sense for evolution and change for the last part. And what's interesting is when people create their own magical systems, when they create their own realm of magical systems, they'll find themselves falling into realms of 3. So, I mean, again, it is just a weird marker point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's super cool.
I have crazy vivid dreams all the time.
I have crazy vivid dreams almost every night.
Same.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like, I remember a lot of them. And it's not always like not always like specific people, but like that really stood out to me. The dream I had about Dana that I wrote down. And then I had a couple with Marley in them too, which I remember talking about them on stream, but I can't remember what they were because I didn't write those ones down.
It's hard to wake up and write shit down.
I should, though. I should, because I dream about such weird stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's every night.
What's interesting to me, so like, people get kind of, let me get back to 3s, because 3s are important.
Yeah.
3s, 9s, 8, like, there's this whole thing, right? So like, people will say like 666 is the number of the beast, right? The reason that 666 is important is because 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, right? 1 plus 8 is 9, and it's 3 3s, right? So it's 3, 3, right? So, like, there's this whole, like, weird numerological, whether you call it Kabbalah, like, that's how the Jewish religion figured out 3s.
Yeah.
The Christian religion figured out 3s with the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Like, it's really crazy that people don't realize when I'll see people say, like, oh, I saw 11:11, right?
Like the time. Like,
right. So what they think is it's 11:11. Oh, I saw it, and they'll type it in, right? What 11:11 actually isn't 4. It's 1111, right? Which is 4. 11:11 is 1-3. Right?
Okay.
So it's 1, and then there are 3 added to it. Okay. It's not supposed to be in the manner that people are attributing things to it. But people will say, like, 315 is the number of the beast, right? So 315 is 18, which is 9, which is the 3 of 3s, right?
Yeah.
So it's very strange when people start to dig into it, and you can lose yourself looking at 3s. The problem is when you look at 3s, it is only meant as a guidepost. It's not meant to give you an answer. It's meant to say the universe has an order, and you should be paying attention to the order. It's not meant to drive you. It's not meant to push you in a direction. Yeah. It's just meant to say, yes, there is an order to things.
I'm going to say something that's not, like, super significant, but we used to have 4 controllers hanging on that wall, and twice I've re-put on a new adhesive and tried to put it up there, and it will only hold 3 controllers, and it keeps spitting the 4th one off the wall. This has happened twice now. Whole new adhesive. I even put it, like, in a different spot. Like, had it below, and then I tried to put it up there, but it only holds 3. And I know that's, not... But it's a little weird.
It's a little weird that everything's something. Yeah.
Well, everything is something, but the universe really does try to play... This sounds... I don't mean this to sound weird as it is when I say it. But, like, the universe is playing with itself. Like, it wants you to realize that there is something going on. It wants you to realize that there isn't a chaos to it. That there is an order to it. Yeah. And so for people who aren't theoretical physicists, people who aren't materialists, it gives us examples. And one of those examples is 3. Like, for whatever reason. 3s and 9s and 18s and 6s, and, like, it just wants to point us in a certain direction.
You just gotta stop and listen.
Yeah. For sure.
What do you think about, like, telepathic dreams? Like, I know the Grateful Dead did that experiment. Do you know anything about that? Where they had 7 people in a town near where they were having a concert, and they had everyone at the concert focus on images that were on the screens that they showed, and they were like, okay, we want everyone to, like, try and send these images out into the ether to, like, these people who are sleeping to see if they can see these images. And I can't remember the percentage of like the people that actually got them right, but there was a good chunk of them, or like that actually was like, I saw this, and it was what they were showing on the screens.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you can push through certain examples of, like, if you get enough people thinking about something, you can push it into reality.
Mm-hmm. Like a tulpa, or believing
a tulpa, or an egregore, or a thought form, whatever you want to call it. You can make it happen. What's interesting to me is I think that it was Timothy Leary who started to talk about when you add drugs to things, when people aren't doing it naturally, that you add 1 to 3. This is all very, very weirdly obscure, and this is where people lose stuff when they read like OTO and AA material, right? So like when you add something to 3s, mm-hmm. you start getting 7s, which is why 7 seems like a lucky number. Okay. So you have to add this additional property to the 3s. And so you'll get a 3 and a 4, which is a 7, because it's 2 3s, which would be a 6 normally, but they're adding a chemical to it. And so that's the 1 that's additional to the 3, and so then you get 7s. And so 7 becomes a lucky number, because 7 means it's going to lead you to 3s. I don't know if that makes any sense, but as a weird occultist, like, I'm trying to, like, put these things down. Like, it's very fucking hard for me as someone who's done this for 30 years to take 30 years worth of fucked up nonsense and push it down, because it is nonsense. That's the other thing too. The universe is playing. It's a game. Like, it's a game, which is why I want to play Space Invaders. But can I play Space Invaders?
Yeah, let's make that happen. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. And you guys,
do you remember how to switch that onto HDMI from the monitor?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna go use the bathroom and let you do that.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't.
My first, middle, and last name are all 7 letters. Did your parents do that on purpose, Shander? Or is it just, you think that's pure coincidence? Or
Have you ever done like an alphabetical, like so like A is 1, B is 2, like, and figured out what those numbers equal up to if you smash them all down? 3, 11, 13, it's Weird of Marley, right? Yeah, so Marley, like that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's all like 3s. Like, it's all over the place. So try and do that. Just figure out, like, Chandra, like do all that stuff. Like, just figure out your regular, straight, don't overthink it, and just figure out what those numbers are.
Yeah, I was reading something a long time ago about, like, the proper number of the beast, or whatever, it's 9.
Yeah.
Just because of all these...
Which are 3 3s.
All the equations, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah. So if you have a triad of a triad.
You can multiply, you can do all these equations with 666, and come down with 9, and...
Yep.
Yeah. That was interesting, at least.
Yeah.
I'm no mathematician, but...
I love when people are doing homework.
Yeah, man.
So, how many people are watching right now?
If you really want me to...
I want the absolutely pure number.
Where am I at here? I'd have to do this instead, sorry. Right now, 13.
13.
Which is funny.
Yeah. I love it. It's the 3 plus the 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah.
Which is funny. So I did test this out earlier, the Atari, and it's like an infrared kind of thing, so you gotta kind of have your joystick like kind of right in front of the system. And it's a little wonky, but it'll be alright.
That's fine.
I ask you for homework every time I see you. Homework's good.
I mean, I'd still do homework. When I dropped out of high school, I dropped out of high school because of homework. And I do more homework now than I've ever done.
Oh, if it's something you give a shit about, yeah.
Say hi.
I already said hi.
To Mittens?
I did say hi to Mittens.
Come here. Come say hi.
Oh, I heard that mew. I love it.
Come say hi.
I got a kiss on the head, everything.
Come here.
I did.
He's
I know, shy.
being a butt.
He never hides under the bed when you show up, though, which is nice.
He's staring at you from over here. You can't see him.
How good is Tenney at Space Invaders? We're about to find out, man.
See that little head over there? I see it. I'm starting to move.
Oh, John, Chris J said if you weren't going to carpool with us, he would have given you a ride, too, so...
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
Maybe he can drive you
But
back.
Chris is leaving on Thursday.
Okay, right on.
But-
Yeah.
I have to leave on Friday.
So Friday...
Which is cool. We'll
about
drive
10,
you on Friday. Maybe he
10
can...
a.m.-ish? 11?
11-ish.
11-ish?
Yeah.
For coming back, though, we were going to go to Traverse City, so
Yeah.
maybe he can...
Wait, when are you going? When are you leaving?
We're not
From
leaving till,
Put-
like, after everything's over.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're doing
what
it.
time on Sunday?
When we checked out.
First of all, here's everything. Anybody that's going to the convention this weekend, the Terrace Harbor Inn, which is where the convention is happening, looks out over the lake, and I don't care who's coming. You guys will have to come with me, but there are so many. It looks over this tiny little harbor. There are so many Petoskey stones in the
I
lake.
need
Oh,
one,
yeah.
or two, or
Yeah.
five.
There are
Or two or
thousands.
Yeah, they're free.
Thousands.
I don't
and they're
have
free,
any.
and they're
I have-
all yours.
Yes.
And
Free candy.
you need to bring a little fluorescent light because there are also stones that fluoresce, and so they glow kind of in the dark.
That's cool.
And so I'll bring a little fluorescent light. By the way, as we're talking about that, many a moon ago, I told them
Oh, is this for
that
us?
I would bring
A
one of my
recorder.
favorite
Come
recorders,
on.
Oh,
which
thank
is
you.
like my Sony recorder.
Beautiful.
Yeah, one of the ones that I used on Ghost Stalkers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
We just bought a SB7 or whatever.
That's
it's called.
fine,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
this
we
is
got
the one
Sony
that
box.
This is a recorder,
that's
yeah.
the one that I really love, and I know that I've been
Oh.
putting that off and telling you I would bring it and whatever.
Thank you so
Thank
So
much.
you, John.
there it
Thank you.
is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when you were asking earlier about if we recorded anything more at Paracon, I was recording her doing Estes.
Oh,
in the
that's
parking
true.
Lot.
Mm-hmm.
But something weird happened. Some guy was making a bunch of noise.
There was
and,
too many people. Everyone was
Yeah.
kind of drunk.
Yeah, everybody. That's the one problem with
Then when
Mission
we,
Paracon.
but then we went
is that
back to the
people drink a lot.
hotel,
Yeah.
and she did it again a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to do it?" I'm like, "I'm drunk. No," because apparently don't do it when you've been drinking.
But yeah, we bought a spirit box. When we come back, the money's not here right now. We want to get the headphones and the eyebrow, and we'd like to try more stuff.
Yeah. I mean, so
Chris, yeah, absolutely.
we can do a spirit box session in Petoskey this weekend because I stole one of Amy and Adam's spirit boxes from Kindred Spirits. When we were in Valeska, they were like, let's do a spirit box session. And I was like, okay. And then we did it. And then I shoved it in my pocket. And then when I got home, I was like, oh, I got a Kindred Spirits box. Yeah, well, we can do a spirit box session if you want.
I have like normal sleeping masks.
Yeah.
I can bring some of those. They're like
we
they're
haven't got like
purple
the
and
headphones,
green.
Yeah.
I have
But
the
I haven't gotten,
headphones.
like,
I have
the
the headphones and the
professional-
blinders. I'm doing an event on the 15th in Detroit at Stash.
Yeah.
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 And
Down in
we're
Eastern
gonna,
Market, if anybody's familiar with Detroit proper.
Oh, Chris is bringing his too. Well, yeah, let's.
Yep.
let's
But
do it.
I'm gonna. I have so Frank Sumption, who created Ghost Boxes.
Oh, Frank's box.
Frank's Boxes.
We watched
Greg
the
and
Greg and
Dana's
Dana's live
thing
feed
with
of
the-
it.
Yes.
Oh
So
my
I have
goodness.
so a friend of ours who has two Franks, or he has multiple Frank's boxes, but he gave me two. I gave one to Greg and Dana for them to do stuff with, and I kept one for myself. And so at Stash International on the 15th, I'm going to break out the other one.
So that means we have to be back.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
We weren't sure if we were going to make it back, so I was talking to Jess about it at the bar the other night. If we're going to be back by Tuesday to make it, but
Is it sold out?
yeah, we'll be
It's
there.
not sold out. Is
It's
it?
not sold out. I mean, we're close. I think
Hey.
it's like 80% sold out.
I know the owners.
You know the people running the event.
I know the owners of the bar.
But we're gonna take the Frank's box and we're gonna have people try and talk to extraterrestrials because Frank Sumption created those boxes to talk to aliens, not to ghosts.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I have the headphones. I have the Frank's box. It's one of the last ones that he built. He only built 200, so the one that I'm bringing is, I think, 165. It's like 30 off of when he died.
Oh God, Marley, you're a braver man than I am.
Marley,
after watching Greg and Dana and Greg being like, no.
I still want
no.
I need some time in the SB7 before I even think about it for a Frank's box.
I'll tell you what's really fucked up is so I turned on when I got my Frank's box when I gave Greg theirs and I turned mine on in my house about a week later and the strangest thing, so I turned it on and I felt this extreme pressure and I was like, what is that fucking pressure? Like, what's happening? Why did I turn this box on? And I felt like everything in my body constricted.
Yeah.
Was it just from the volume from the box? Did you have the
no,
headphones
what
on?
I realized was the bubble over my house was stopping the box from talking to other things. And it was causing me to feel constricted
That makes sense.
and fucked up. And so I had to turn it off, and I had to go outside on the deck of my house, outside of the protective circles. And I turned it back on, and it was all kinds of fucked up. Like, it was crazy. So, and then I did that for 15 or 20 minutes, and I turned it off, and I was like, I'm not turning this back on until I do this event in Detroit.
That'll be wild.
So,
okay, yeah, we have to go.
Can you say this properly?
Or
and
a brief definition of what
the ghost, what the spirit box is, or what the spirit box is, and then what the Frank's box is.
For people who may not
So
know.
for people who don't know, a ghost box is a radio that scans through frequencies, and as you're listening to it,
AM/FM radio.
AM/FM radio, it's a frequency sweep, and so when people listen to it, it sounds like.
That's exactly what it sounds like. And
right.
then you catch words that are like, yep.
Right. But eventually what happens is you go into a almost quasi semi-hypnotic state where a word will pop into your head. And the word's not necessarily said on the box. Like you're listening to right? And you'll hear pocket. And you'll be pocket. And so you say pocket because you heard pocket, right?
Sometimes you'll see a tin can. Who knows?
You never know.
Yeah,
you really never know.
Just say whatever you see or hear.
With Frank's boxes, though, what's interesting is that he specifically built them to talk to extraterrestrials. And so...
And he was supposedly instructed how to build
He was
right?
instructed, yes, how to build them. Which is super interesting because...
This guy just passed away a couple of years ago, too, right?
10 years ago.
10?
Yeah. But the thing is what's interesting about Frank's boxes and Frank's Sumption, people who use the boxes, Frank is communicating through them. And so are other people. And so you hear very clearly, you hear names, you hear when I took mine out, when I felt that pressure and I turned mine on inside my house and then I turned it off, took it on the back porch, I clearly heard, and it freaked me out, which is why I turned it off. I clearly heard the name of the person who was talking to me because the person who was talking to me through the Frank's box had earlier talked to me through a dream. And so I was like, oh, this is all fucked up. This is all kinds of fucking messed up. Right?
Maybe it was your bubble saying whoops, let somebody in.
No, that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
It was like, this is fucking bizarre. In my dream, all right, let's talk about this for the first time on camera anywhere.
Okay.
All right. So I had a dream about 3 weeks before I got the Frank's box that I was sitting in my house, I was reading a book, and as happens in my house, I fall asleep while reading. But I heard a knock on the window of my house, and I didn't realize that I had fallen asleep. So when I heard a knock on a window, I thought, oh, maybe someone's fucking with me. They climbed up on the roof of my house. It made sense in the moment.
Right,
That's the way a dream works.
yeah,
See,
right?
absolutely.
this would be something I would think, yeah.
Right. So, I look out the window, and there's a paranormal researcher, hoaxer, faker, well-known ufologist named Gray Barker, who's sitting on the roof of my house. Mm-hmm. And Gray is like, "Hey, what's going on, Tenney?" And I said, "Why are you on the roof of my house?" And he goes, "I can't get in." And I realized it's the bubble over my house. Like, he can't get in. Like, he's got to sit on my roof and knock on the fucking window.
Oh, my God.
And so I start laughing, and he goes, "It's not that funny because we're still talking." And I go, "Okay, but why are you here?" And he says, "Do you realize that I won?" And I said, "What do you mean you win?" And he goes, "I won." I go, "Gray, I have no idea what you mean by that. You're a fucking psychopath. You were a hoaxer faker.
Get off the shed.
You're a hoaxer faker UFO researcher. What do you mean by you win?" And he starts to float off of my roof up into the darkness. And he's laughing the whole time. And he says, "Aliens are me." And I go, "What do you mean?" And I'm screaming through my screen window. I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Everyone calls aliens Gray."
And his name is Gray Barker.
And his name is Gray Barker. So 3 weeks later, I turn on a Frank's box. And the first thing that I hear through the Frank's box is, "Did you hear me? I won."
No, fuck off.
Shut the front door.
So I fucking shut the box off.
Oh my god.
It was absolutely one of the most fucked up things I've ever had
That's
happen.
the realm of the weird.
No, there's an episode of Realm of the Weird all about it.
Oh my god, good. I can't wait. Oh,
No, it's
I cannot
fucked.
wait for the new ones.
Yeah.
How did I, as a UFO researcher, not realize that aliens are called Greys and that the fucking guy who popularized aliens, his name is fucking Gray?
Yeah.
Like, he fucking wins. He wins. Every time people talk about fucking aliens, they talk about Greys. Yeah. Like they're talking about fucking Gray Barker.
Yeah, by the way, aliens are me, dude. Thank you for sharing. That's
holy crap.
No, that's the first time. Like,
amazing, dude.
There are very few people I've talked to that about, and it fucked me up. And it's been 2 months now, and it's insane.
I will
tell you right now, people in the UFO field who have studied this, aside from me, for decades, have not made that connection. It took Gray Barker in a dream, sitting on my roof, not being able to get in my house, to make that connection.
But not until you turned on the Frank
But
box,
not,
right?
no. First he came to me in the dream.
Yeah.
Laughing. And then the Frank's box was his confirmation that it happened.
That's so wild.
Get out of my house.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Get out of my house right now. Burn your great.
All right, I'm gonna go smoke.
Okay.
All right, and then I'll play a video game.
Okay.
Cool.
God damn it.
Then,
I got fucking worried from that. Listen, so Gray, this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. This bothers me to no end.
Yeah.
Like, this means shit is real. Like, I don't want to talk to Gray Barker in my fucking dreams. I don't want him to talk to me through Frank's boxes. I want it to be ghosts and aliens and fucking weird shit, right? Like I talk about the persistence of consciousness and I talk about the persistence of reality.
Yeah.
This is fucked up that we persist and that our consciousness changes reality. It's fucked up. Gray Barker wins.
I told you I won. That's insane.
Fuck!
That's insane.
Oh my god. On that note, if you guys need to use the bathroom, grab a drink, get a snack, Go frickin' do it. It is all connected. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I hit the right button. Dude. That is wild. Your internet cut out for a minute? Oh my goodness. So if you guys do want to rewatch this, we will be posting this to our YouTube channel, which is just Rock Lobster Streams at YouTube. Hell, I'd say don't even bother with the game, just listening to this guy is the best. Oh no, I know, it is. Listening to him is amazing. We'll play a little bit. It just crashed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's wild. Wild stallions. Yeah, dreams are freaking crazy. Is that our channel? 1 million letters of stuff. But yeah, we'll go post this probably tomorrow. Upload it. Oh, we never got that far, Shanderp. We I think we ended right about close to 4. So we were only into the 2nd year. And thank you again for sending us the info on how to deal with the bugs. Evil has busted out the vodka and mandarin orange seltzer. Sounds bad, but tastes great. It doesn't sound bad at all, because I drink my vodka with soda water, different flavors all the time. That's how I roll. Evil. Also, we're on vacation. I don't have to work for the next 8 days. Yes. 8 days. Yes. Oh man, I'm excited. The last 3 days of work. I mean, Mondays are always busy, so it goes by fast, but then Tuesday was painfully slow, and then today was... I actually had a lot of regular customers that I actually enjoy talking to, so the day went by fairly fast, but I wanted it to be done so I could be on vacation. But yeah, super looking forward to the Little Traverse Bay Parafest. Chris, it'll be great to freaking hang out again. Let's definitely do the Estes method somewhere. Maybe outside, maybe indoors. It's gonna be cold, so maybe indoors. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the last day before vacation does always drag. It's like, come on, let's go. And then you get on vacation, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it's over. But, you know. Yes. Road trip. Ready to go out at 1:30 tomorrow. Doctor's appointment, and then head up north. Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna head up Friday morning. We're gonna take Tenney. Thursday, we're gonna pack. I need to go buy a new pair of shoes and just get everything together. And we're also gonna watch tomorrow, because we're members of the Greg and Dana's Paranormal Museum. They're doing a live feed that we're gonna watch tomorrow. So looking forward to that. We are going to another con. It's the Little Traverse Bay Paracon. John's gonna be there. And a bunch of other people. Andrea Perrin from the family of the people the movie The Conjuring was based on, and a bunch of others. So it should be fun. Oh, thank you, Shander. You love I know you love conventions. Oh my goodness. You are a convention maniac. Which is awesome. It's fun. I mean, shoot, we met you at a convention for the first time, so that was pretty cool. That's good stuff. And we hope to see you again you're going to PAX, right? It's live stream. Be with some fellow museum members watching tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, us too. I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, I have hair in my mouth. Get out of there. No conventions planned for the rest of the year besides Dundee at Old Mill. When is the Old Mill Dundee thing? Debating on not buying a pass, so they don't check them. So we just got Thursday and Friday passes. Could just wear one from the previous year. Possibly. Yeah, Saturday we're just gonna hang out, so Just bounce around Boston and eat, drink, and be merry. Maybe just Friday. Nice. Next year, for sure, Michigan Paracon. Nice. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to do it again because it was such an amazing trip. We had such a great time. It was pretty sweet. Hello, welcome back.
Sorry, I was rubbing it.
The fucking cat whisperer over here.
Yeah, he hides from most people.
That's because it's
he knows.
me.
No, I know. He knows.
John rubbed his belly and everything.
Mittens knows.
Yeah. Welcome back.
The animals know. It's true.
I feel weird. I feel like I'm not looking into this camera enough.
I don't know. I mean,
It's a weird setup, huh? We got it set up here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I like looking at people when I'm talking to them, so.
Yeah, this video will be we've upped our production since I think the last.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a better microphone.
How is
don't
the
have
audio, by the way, everybody?
weird
Like, everything coming through okay?
green screen terror or anything like that. It's yeah. It's much better. The sound will be better. We're gonna upload it to our YouTube channel.
When you do look at the camera, I feel like I need to put more clothes on. No, take more off.
Crisp and clear. Thank you guys. Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it.
So, here's the thing. Are you going to be able to talk and play Space Invaders at the same time?
Beep, beep, beep,
Let's try.
Alright. All you got to do is grab a controller. Well,
so how do we
grab the one that has the on button. Yeah, flick that to on. Well, grab the other one. Because there's more buttons on the other one. Like reset and whatever. All you got to do right now is hit the power button on the Atari and you're good to go.
This one?
Yeah. Check this shit out.
Oh, it does work.
Bam! Oh, shit. Look out.
Tic-tac-toe. Get him out
I
of here.
told you I had this all. Yeah, I don't know where...
Space Invaders. That's gonna
Wait
be
a minute.
S.
This is,
Can you go over?
Yeah,
Wait, I
go
can, but it seems backwards to me. Hold on.
Space Attack, Space Invaders.
Oh, wait.
There's Pong.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
don't hit right or left. Yeah, just up and down. Yeah,
And then what does he hit? I'm sure the red button, right? Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, shit. Look out.
Do you
For
want
the first time.
Do you want to hear the game?
No.
Okay.
No, let's do this.
No.
Let's-
Pitfall's a good one too, yeah. Alright, so now I'm gonna bring it up, John.
Yeah, bring it up.
I want to talk about these trail cams and these
the trees?
the moving trees.
Yeah.
I think he's just curious to see the photos.
I really want you to give me like a flash drive of like things that
have to be-
So-
I really want to see this.
One of the things that I'm doing starting next year is I hate doing presentations where I have video and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But next year I will be bringing 15 of the photographs. Oh, god damn it! Oh!
Did you get
It's the worst.
shot by a laser
I did.
dongle?
But I'm going to bring 15 of the photographs from the different trail cams that I have.
Nice.
So people will see the first one that I saw, and they will also see multiple photographs from different trail cams.
Nice. So Chris, apparently he's good, right?
Ugh, this one. Why are you going to be a hassle?
Oh, you got him.
Oh, I got to go all the way over here. I can't believe you got this to work. I love it. I'm so fucking happy.
Yes.
One of the tricks to Space Invaders is like staying, not letting them climb down. So you have to like get.
At least the first row down, yeah.
Well, you have to keep them from shifting, right? So.
Oh.
Is that controller pretty
It's fine
Like
as long as I
like
hold it in its proper position.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the gamer rage is real. Boy, I don't care if it's Atari or... Yeah. The rage is real.
Indeed.
So the thing about this Atari, it came out with two, like, it was only a white and a yellow RCA, so I had to hook it into an HD booster box.
God damn it, I'm going to do so much... Oh! God damn it! Alright, let's start again. All the way over.
These, like, the older games are so much harder than
You know what the problem
ones.
is on these older games, right? So you press a button and then it takes
Forever.
20 seconds for the remote to
register.
realize that you've pressed the button.
We've gotten spoiled with technology.
Yeah, we were trying to play like the old Mario games.
Regular Nintendo.
No.
Those are tough. Terrible at this game, so it's awesome to see someone who was good. Nice.
So
Yeah.
he said he was good at
Go ahead.
playing. So John's parents had a bunch of property, and his dad had a bunch of trail cameras set up. And,
He had a bunch of trail cams set up, and then he wanted me to look for bear and deer on his trail cams. And as I was flipping through all of the 1,500 photographs on his trail cam, I noticed in like one of them, a tree was gone. And so that seemed very odd to me, right? Like there shouldn't be a tree gone. It's there. It's 30 feet tall and 2.5 feet around.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You can get that.
No.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go. Perfect.
Nice.
And so what happened was I started looking through more of his trail cam photographs, and I realized that the trees sometimes are not where they're supposed to be. And then I started asking people for more of their trail cam pictures and realizing that, trail cams take a picture every time there's movement. Mm-hmm. And so you're looking and you see deer and raccoon and you see all these weird animals like that are just wandering around the forest. But every now and then you notice a tree is gone. And so I start, ow, you fucking bitch.
You got
twice?
You got him. It's an automatic respawn there, man.
Anyway, so there are trees that are fucking moving. And I'm going to start showing the photographs at lectures because people want to see them.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely.
So your parents' property was not unique in this?
No, it's not. It's absolutely like everybody that has property. I mean, so what's interesting to me is when you drive down the road and you go to work every day. I have to point this right at the fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a weird sensor. Or maybe it's just batteries are dead.
Oh, do you think the batteries are dead?
That might be it. We got batteries.
What was it? Did we check the batteries before?
Of course we didn't.
Aw.
Maybe try the other one. Grab that other one and turn that.
How long will the batteries last for this one? Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, is there an on button of some sort?
Yeah, he switched it on.
Huh.
What is that? You think triple or double?
Anyway, if you have a trail cam and you have property, hold on a second.
I need a
Let's see if
screwdriver anyway.
Do you think like the trees like flip into other dimensions? Cause
Oh, okay. There we go.
I think that much like video games, like people who program video games, you only make like maybe 100 trees and you have them respawn, right?
Yeah.
That way you don't have to have an individual tree each time. And maybe reality does that too. Like maybe reality is like, I don't need to have 10 million unique and individual trees.
Makes sense.
Because people who drive to work every single day aren't going to notice if the same tree that they saw on their way to work is the same tree that they saw when they were looking out their back window of their house. And I think that it pops trees in and out of reality.
Anissa says, guess who's in the cemetery right now? What are you doing over there, huh?
She's walking home again from her babysitting job.
I do that. I used to do that all the time before my parents moved with me. I would go and drink, and then I would walk home in the cemetery.
Careful with that fence, Anissa.
Let's start over here.
It's all quiet and calm in there.
Yeah, Chris, I don't think trail cams are that, I don't think they're that expensive.
No. You can go to like, save big money at Menards, right? And I think you can get a trail. Yeah, Menards.
That's what a pirate says when he gets hit in the
So-
crotch.
And you can buy a trail cam for like $40 or $50, and then
That's not
just
bad.
put a SD card in it, let it sit out in the woods for a month, and then when you flip through the trail cam photographs, it'll actually look like a photograph. It'll look like a movie because, you know, a movie is about 26, 27 frames per second. So as you're flipping through them, you'll be like, oh, there's a deer tree. But look at the background of the photographs, and you'll notice that every now and then, you'll notice that the background slightly changes. Go back to the photograph before and see what about the background drew your attention. And sometimes you'll notice that it's a fucking tree that should not be gone. And it's gone.
Derp says, just don't pull a Tenney and fall into the grave.
Wow.
Yeah, I've fallen into gravestones before. Graves before. It's a unique learning experience. Most people don't want to lay in graves. I actually used it as a big learning experience because as I walked forward, I thought that I was going to fall into a grave. The moment that I walked backwards is when I fell into the grave.
Oh, God.
But the thing is here's the philosophical life lesson, right? Like, if I would have continued to go forward, I would have not fallen into the grave. It was the moment that I stepped backwards. It was the moment that I returned to where I was that I fell into the grave. And so always go forward. Like, don't go backwards to where you were. Whether that's in life, love.
Yeah. That's very philosophical.
Yeah. And so falling into a grave taught me something. God damn it.
You can't stop staring at you playing this game.
I can't believe I'm finally playing a fucking game on your fucking channel.
You play
this
Bigfoot?
one's gonna go fast. I bet you play Bigfoot game, it's fine.
Bigfoot killed you.
Oh, that fucking shot should have hit him. Here. Yes, thank
Got
you.
him. Nice.
You know, I was
cool,
just
Lisa.
talking to
Hell
someone. I was talking to someone earlier today about being a kid in the 70s and 80s and how excited I was. God damn it. To go to a video game arcade.
Ooh.
Because you could actually play video games. And now kids are very spoiled.
I mean, adults were pretty spoiled too. We have lots of video games.
Right? But it's crazy to think that, like, I would save up for so long to be able to play 6 video games. Like Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong. And that was, like, $5, right? To play it for 20 minutes. Or less.
Yeah.
And now people are like, oh, video game costs like $100. I'm like, I used to spend a fucking $100 on a Saturday afternoon after mowing people's lawns forever.
I kind of forget you're all old. Fuck you, Lisa.
I'm a fucking old man. I'm almost 50.
I know I have to get to bed soon. I'm having way too much fun. Chris, if you want to catch up on anything, if you miss
It'll be on our YouTube.
It'll
We'll
be on
put
our
this on the
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be saved.
Pew, pew, pew.
Why do I love this fucking game so much?
Nostalgia.
I guess, right?
Does it take you back to a different time? and
It really
place?
does, actually.
It's like a song or a
A
nostalgic.
scent.
Yeah, scent.
It's really one of the.
I'll like catch weird scents, and I'm like, it's also like my grandfather's like cigars, or it'll smell like my grandma who passed away, her kitchen.
You know what's really crazy
It's
is when you
wild.
talk about scents. The first girl that I ever thought was super cute. Uh-oh, my battery's out.
All right, well.
Ah!
All right, let me get.
Apparently, we should check the batteries.
That's fine.
The rotor and the whatever.
What I was going to say was the first girl I ever thought was really cute in 7th grade sat in front of me.
Okay.
And she used to wear like talcum powder.
Okay.
And so whenever I smell talcum powder now,
Think of her.
I immediately am thrown back to being like 12 years old and being like, Sue. Like that was her name, Susan. But, oh, that's interesting too. I've never thought about that. So whenever I write stories about men being in love with women, I use the name Susan.
Really?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is interesting. There's so many things going on in the brain that it's a strange place.
I've never put that together until right this second. Interesting.
Strange place. Revelations.
I need a smaller Phillips head. I don't know where one's at.
Oh, yeah. Should we go back to
I got it.
the
Yeah, go ahead.
Black Lounge?
Go ahead. Go back. Black Lounge.
Just
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
No, turn
How do I do this? This is just
do
me.
it with your mouse. There's no
Where do I go?
There's no Stream Deck.
Is it
for it.
what's it called? This one?
No.
No.
You're in the same scene, babe. Here, I got it.
Tenney?
Yep. And then get capture off.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know how this works.
I got the Tetris song in my head now.
Which is the Tetris song and which is the, like, just Russian...
Yes.
Doesn't it all sound Russian?
Or is it, are they both, like... What is the... Wait, which one?
Yeah.
What's...
I think
Yeah, which is the Nutcracker?
That is.
Chris and I think I had this conversation with his dad and I when we were driving to the Houghton Lake convention. Jesus Christ.
Man, if I had more money, we would have went to that too.
It was a good one.
Yeah, we talked to the last night we talked to someone who was going to be there. It was older guy, gray hair. I think he was also a psychic, maybe. He said we should go. I don't remember his name.
The gray-haired psychic
Marley,
man?
who did we talk to on the last night telling us about the Houghton Lake UFOCon or UFOCon?
We did. Chris said we did. We did talk about the Russian fucking Tetris song.
Did Tetris come from Russia? Like, why does it?
No, it did absolutely.
It did.
Yeah, the guy in Russia
still
invented
a great
it.
Game.
A guy in there's a great documentary about it. This guy in Russia invented Tetris, and then like gave it to his friends on a floppy disk, and they kept like passing it amongst themselves, and eventually got back to like Europe, and people were like, "Oh, it's from fucking Russia, so we don't have to pay anybody for it." And then it became Tetris, and it fucking blew up. And then this guy who's living in squalor in Russia was like, everybody's playing my fucking game. There's a great documentary about it. I can't remember what it's called, but
cool.
it is super awesome because this guy became like everybody was playing his fucking game, but it was something that he created in
pretty cool.
Soviet Russia.
We can just chant. I mean,
I was gonna say better doing, but
yeah.
I did lose a screw, so careful with that.
All right, let's ask questions. People, who are there?
All right! Exclamation ask if you have a question about anything paranormal. Ghost, cryptids, dreams, anything that's strange.
The occult, magic,
Yeah,
UFOs.
all of it.
Except for last time on Space Out Radio, what did that guy ask you if you had any idea about what were they called?
Oh, grotesques.
Grotesques?
That was
Grotesque.
gargoyles.
Yeah, someone asked
Yeah.
a question about gargoyles.
Do you do audiobooks, John?
No, I mean the whole thing is like whenever you talk about creatures, like there's obviously going to be different names for them, like no matter what culture they come from, whether they be grotesques or jinn or
I'm curious
aliens.
about the jinn. They're around still, aren't they?
Always. A friend of mine, so Michelle Bellinger, who was just on the 3-hour live
The haunted Salem
thing. She just posted a thing recently about if you don't have a friend who knows about jinn, like you should follow a certain person. She put this guy's post on her stuff. But like being in Detroit and living outside of Dearborn, where there's so many Islamic and Middle Eastern and Muslim people.
Oh, that's where that comes from, right? The jinn is like over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So God created the jinn, according to the Quran, before human beings. So the jinn lived here, and we're just people, invisible people. And then when God created, it's so weird because so you've got the kind of Christian, Judeo-Christian, Catholic view of it.
Yeah.
So then in the Quran, God creates Adam, and God tells all of the other creations, bow down in front of my creation, Adam. And one of the jinn says, no, you created me first. And so, like, that's Satan, right? Which is Satan. Right? Yeah. Right? And then there are other jinn that follow Satan, and they become the demons. And so there's, like, you see the puzzle pieces, like, falling together. Like, everybody's got kind of the same story, but because of language, like, it gets slightly twisted and mixed up.
A prime example of that is Noah's Ark, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the same story about the great flood.
Right? It's Noah. Crazy. Oh, God. Right?
With the
giant, the giant Nephilim rock monsters. Yeah, for sure.
Every culture, every religion has a story about a great flood. The Nephilim were kind
of like the jinn, or was that a separate thing?
But I mean, that's the problem, is that it's so long ago. Like when, the example that I sometimes use in lectures, in the 1980s, I was in a punk rock band, and we were going to a show, and our lead singer got a little fucking drunk and jumped out the top of the sunroof in the van and threw one of our guitars out the top of the van, right? And so years later, like 20 years later, we got together and we sat down at a bar, and we were talking about being in a band. And I said to him, do you remember when you threw the fucking guitar out the top of the van? And the three other guys that were in the band, the bass player, the drummer, and the lead singer, I was the guitar player, the three of them looked at me and they were like, what are you fucking talking about? And I said, do you remember when he threw the fucking guitar out the top of the van?
Yeah.
And the three of them go, you threw the guitar out the top of the van. And I was like, I did not throw it. Like, he threw it out. And they were like, no, you threw it out because you were mad at him because of... And the three of them had a cohesive story. I didn't want to remember that it was me that had thrown the guitar out the top of the van.
Or Arthur was just fucking with you.
Yes. Right? But the reality is that I threw the fucking guitar out the top of the van. Right? And so now you talk about stories that are told 6,000 years later. 5,000 years later.
So who's to say?
Right. Who's to say what actually happened?
All these generations.
All these generations, everybody telling the same story over again, and they're telling it from their each unique perspective.
With not a lot of things that were written that has
nobody was talking about it. No. Like, no one was. So you have to, like, really gauge it, like, so one of the books that I've been working on for almost 8 years now is this book called Obscured Colossus, which is about when the French came here, they were told about a giant that lived in the sky. And the giant had an animal that lived with him that plowed through the sky. Okay? And the animal was blue.
Mm-hmm. Babe! The blue ox, sorry.
You're right.
Okay.
No, you're right. That's the whole point of the book. So in American fake lore and folklore, we talk about Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan, right? He's a giant who has a blue ox, right? The Native Americans, the First Nations people, were trying to explain to the French explorers that there was a giant hunter in the sky. That's Orion. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. And Orion, the closest constellation next to Orion is Taurus. And the star in Taurus is a blue star, right? So it's a blue ox.
That makes sense.
Right? So they were trying to explain something very complicated and complex to the French. And the French were like, why are they talking about a giant guy in the sky with a blue ox? But the Aboriginal people knew exactly what they were talking about. And then it comes to pass down to us as Europeans as this big fucking lumberjack who had a giant ox that made pancakes on fucking, like it's the most ridiculous shit in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you hear things about Quetzalcoatl, the giant sky god bird, Or you hear things about Ezekiel, like the swirling God in the sky.
The fire wheel.
Yeah, the fire wheel in the sky with many faces. Like, you have to remember that there have been thousands of years of telephone game played with these people.
So we're just trying to interpret what these people were actually saying.
Yeah.
Or what they actually meant.
Chris has to go to bed. Thank you for hanging out.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, Chris. We'll see you this weekend.
I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. Like, and even speaking of, like, you know, the flood and the ark and the big blue beast and whatever, everybody has the same kind of story.
Yeah. I mean, there are again, and this is why, when I was talking earlier about 3, like, this is why the universe breaks it down to a very symbolic, simple... Okay, so, here's a perfect example. How do you find Orion in the sky?
The
belt.
3 stars in the belt.
3
stars in the belts!
Yeah,
oh, God!
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
3 fucking
I allowed
stars
you to do that by yourself and have you have that natural reaction. The universe shows you things by giving you things that you recognize, right? And so, like, it's as simple as that. And when people want to deep dive it, of course you can deep dive it.
Yeah.
That's where you will get lost.
Careful, yeah.
Because the universe is just saying, no, it's a marker point. It's just a path.
Yeah.
Like, you're being pointed in the right direction. Yeah.
Right on there.
Have you ever been to the Dark Sky Park that is in an hour from Petoskey?
Yeah.
Well, it's in Mackinac, right?
It's
There's
right
one
outside of Mackinac.
Yeah. We contemplated going there, and I'm like, we probably won't.
There should be a meteor shower this weekend, too.
I mean, if you
There's
guys
supposed
want
to
to
be
go, if you guys are there with me.
It's
Okay,
supposed to be a
yeah.
meteor shower, too.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
it would be amazing to go. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it as it
Yeah.
as
We'll
it goes,
figure it out.
but...
So, really quick,
Maybe?
sorry to tangent, but Inadvertent Evil wanted to know.
Oh.
So he typed, a week or so ago, my 2-year-old woke up at a time he usually doesn't. Normally that only happens if he's hungry, has dry mouth, or wants a new bottle, and he'll say, Baba, or if there's a noise that woke him up, he says, what's that? This time, however, he was far more distressed than normal, standing at the far left side of the bed and pointed at the right side of the dark room, saying something he doesn't say normally, who dat, who dat?
Well,
Needless to
children
say-
see things that others
Yeah.
don't because we've
Needless
been
to say-
taught to not believe that things
Needless
that we
to say, I
don't
calmed
believe in
him and I
exist
just said it was the cat
something.
or whatever, but I still remember a bit perturbed by this event.
Yeah, I mean, this is
From the eyes of babes, man.
this is what is problematic. Whether it's Buddhist or Sumerian, Islamic, or Christian, there are points in each of the religious holy books about being taught by children. And it's because children have not learned to differentiate between reality and imagination.
They believe what they see.
Of course.
Like, as an adult, you're taught, no, that's not real. That's,
Right.
and so...
Right. And when a child sees something, it is real for them. And it's as real as when an adult sees their paycheck. Right?
Yeah,
point,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Your paycheck literally only lasts for less than a week. Right? And then it's gone.
Bills,
Right?
all the bills.
But a child will see something, and it's as real as that. And for us to say that they are wrong makes us wrong.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah. Like, we teach our children all of these crazy things. We teach our children, like, we teach our children Santa Claus. And then at a certain point, we tell them that Santa Claus isn't real.
Unless you're my parents and told me all along that he wasn't real. I guess that was good.
I guess.
Well,
I
right?
don't know.
But the
I
thing
wish
is-
I kind of would have believed in him.
I mean, yeah, who
because
knows
he
if
was
that's...
kind of magic.
Right, but now you get
Who
older,
knows if it's good or bad?
and you're like, but I didn't want to learn that. Right? Because there's something in you as a child still that was denied what you lacked as a child. And what you lacked was that the adults who have become so conformed to being worried about bills and paying their heating utilities and like the note on their car and their shoes. Like, those people were dictating your reality. And so now as an adult, I mean, so you're the age now that your parents were when they were telling you stuff wasn't real.
Probably.
Yeah, no, you are.
I feel like you should let your kids believe in little things.
Of course.
That are kind of magical.
Of course you should.
A bit longer.
Yes. Let kids believe in magical stuff, because the world will be different if you allow your child to believe in magical stuff, because the universe is fucking unknown.
It is.
Don't stifle the imagination.
No one knows.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
There are 16 to 1,700 theoretical physicists in the world, right? Who tell you they know what's going on, right? So you're going to allow 1,700 people to dictate the reality of the human race.
Sure.
No.
Because it works right now. Everything we know evolves. Scientists will tell you that humanity evolves, that the Earth has evolved, that the Earth was created at a certain point and has changed, right? And then they tell you that math and science is stable and never changes. Your inherent being fights against that, because you know instinctively everything fucking changes.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay the same.
Sorry, Marley. Santa?
Santa's not real, sorry.
No, Santa's real.
I mean, he was a real person, for sure.
Yeah,
Not Santa, but maybe Kris Kringle had a real name, but... Yeah.
sure.
St. Nicholas, whoever.
And there are millions of children right now. There are millions of fucking kids right now that think that Santa is real.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
That's nice.
It is nice, right?
Yeah.
They believe he's real, and he is real for them. They leave fucking cookies out for him. They leave milk out for him. Their parents are like, leave milk out for him. Because even the parents, instinctually and unconsciously, the parents want him to be real.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are amazing. I really like watching kids interact with, like, animals, like puppies or, you know, their pets or whatever. Watching little kids interact with, like, their animals, it's great. Like, they're doing something that we can't do anymore. Like,
But you still do it. Like, so when you will walk into a house, people who own animals will walk into a house and they'll say, "How was your day, buddy?"
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll look at the animal for like 10 seconds and they'll go, "Sorry." Or they'll be like, "That's awesome, dude." Like, the animal hasn't fucking said anything, but your reaction is as if they have fucking said something. Because there's a little kid in you that's like, "Oh, he looks happy today."
Yeah.
Right?
Had a good day.
Yeah, he had a good day. He slept a lot. It's good buddy.
Yeah. Like, when we went to Knackers and Matt Weenie's house, and their dog is the cutest corgi in the freaking world. It's so adorable.
yeah.
We just had couch snuggles.
Evil, I think
the
you
whole time.
misinterpreted what he was saying. If you want to read that last little bit of text.
No, I am. I love science too. I mean, I think science is great. It heats up my food in a microwave. It allows me to fly all over the world in an airplane. Like, science works to a certain degree, and I do love it. But
us streaming here on the internet with cameras is
no, it's absolutely great. But any scientist worth their weight, and I think that Einstein would agree with me at this point, is that science is our best guess at this moment. It's what works right now. But science science to be dogmatically distinctual and say this is what it is forever is not science. That's dogma, that's religion, and that's not what science is.
Science is ever changing.
Science is ever changing. Science is this is our best guess right now, and it will change in the future as we get closer to the truth. But we might never ever get closer to the truth.
It is true.
Did you want another cocktail or John?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I work with a lady, and she is of Filipino descent, and I sometimes believe that as Americans, maybe like for the children's, you want to dumb down the beliefs and stuff. But her kids, she has 3. The youngest has seen like her father, who passed away years before he was born. And he'll be like, "Oh, it's Grandpa's birthday today," and he'll say what he's wearing, and He's never been told when the birthday was. He didn't know about the yellow sweater with the brown cuffs or whatever, and he would describe this stuff, and she'd be like, he describes this, and he's never met his grandpa. He died before he was born. I've never told him when the birthday was. There was no pictures of him in this sweater, but he did have this sweater. Like, children are open to that stuff, and it's wild, and so... when they see something like that, I mean, I feel like so he was born of that mother. You have, like, a connection because it is your flesh and blood. And, like, she, as the mother, was her father, who was the grandfather's flesh and blood. And, like, somehow you tune into the energy that was them. Maybe it's an echo. I don't even know if he had ever been in the house they lived in when he saw him, but he would see him. And it's such a strange thing, and the fact that he would know stuff that he couldn't possibly know is so wild to me. But you hear about that, and it's not just like a one-time thing from one person happening. That's I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this, but I guess it was a point of, like, children being more receptive to stuff such as that.
Thank you. No, absolutely. I mean, we spend the majority of our lives doubting our own experiences. Children spend the first, let's say, 8 or 9 years just accepting the way the universe is, right? Like, a little kid will say, like, "Oh, I have a memory of flying above the wheat of my grandfather's field when I was like 7.
Yeah.
Right? As an adult, now I'm almost 50 years old, right? So I have 40 plus years that tell me that wasn't real. But I remember doing it, right? Yeah. So should I believe my memory or should I believe the math, which science has told me sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, and is able to change? Which should I believe, my memory or the fluidity of math?
I think the fluidity of math, like, our memory is almost to a point, untrustworthy.
Well, memory is always untrustworthy. So is math. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So math is untrustworthy and your memory is untrustworthy. Which one brought you joy?
Memory.
So then, of course, I'm going to go with my memory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, makes
Why
sense.
would I want to think I'm stupid and dumb? And remembering incorrectly.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a problem that I have for people who don't know who I am, like, I started with conspiracy theory, right?
Yeah.
Like, conspiracy theory is really convoluted and can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, I was talking to you last night about this. I think a lot of paranormal investigators or researchers or people that are just getting into the shit, I think a lot of them started off just straight up conspiracy theories.
You think?
Some of them do, but most of them, I think, are founded in people are fucking sad. Okay, here we go.
True.
Here we go.
We are.
People are sad that fucking people died.
How can you not be?
Well, it depends on your perspective
I mean,
on life. And
people are sad
if they mean something to you, you know.
People are sad that people die, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is meant to be permanent, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that we learn. Conspiracy theorists, I think that people look into conspiracies because the brain is a pattern-solving recognition machine, so it likes to think that things aren't as simple as they are. A person dies and they're gone is very sad. It's a very simple answer.
It's very final, too.
And it's very final. People like wandering down alleys, so they like multiple realities. Mm-hmm. So they will look into conspiracy theories, and they'll say, "Oh, this guy could have done it. This guy could have done it." No one will ever know. The occult and magic will say, there are multiple alleys, but the answer is actually very simple, which is we're one, we exist forever, and it's okay. So you have, here's your threes. It's very simple, very convoluted, and very simple, right?
Yeah.
And human beings in body love to be convoluted. They love to talk endlessly about the Kennedy assassination or RFK, MLK, Malcolm X, because it fills up the time that we have in body. Mm. The simple solutions are like, you're gone, you're here forever. Those are the two simple solutions.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's where people, people who are obsessed with stuff and collecting stuff will get enwrapped in conspiracy theories, because then you can speculate endlessly about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
When I do lectures, I can't just come out and say, like, it's okay, we're either not here or we are. Like, people don't want to fucking hear that.
No, they want
They want endless speculation and ideas to think about to fill up their time because they're worried about shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes absolute sense.
Right? If I walked out and I was like, hey, I'm John Tenney, Weird Lectures, either you're dead and it's fucking lights out, or it doesn't matter because you're always in fucking existence. You're just in a different body and experiencing reality from multiple perspectives. Yeah. Like, people don't want those extremes.
Yeah, just because you can't remember doesn't mean you didn't have a nerd.
Right.
Yeah.
And they also don't want you to be a skeptic. People want to say, like, ghosts aren't real or ghosts are real.
How can you know? You can't.
You can't.
Mm-mm.
So the word skeptic, I've talked to you about this a long time ago. Like, when we first started talking a while ago, and you told me, like, yeah, I walk into every situation a skeptic. Mm-hmm. And that's the smartest thing I think you can do. Like, you don't... I mean, have your open mind, but also have your blinders on for bullshit. But yeah, walking into it as a skeptic, I think it's a kind of the smartest thing to go about it. Like, all right, I'll listen.
The Platonic version, so that like ancient Greek version of skepticism.
God damn it. Got him. All right, cool.
The Platonic version of skepticism, the original kind of etymology behind skepticism, is someone who challenges their own belief. So when you are a skeptic, when you feel like you have found a belief, to challenge yourself on your belief makes you a skeptic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad word.
It's not about challenging someone else's belief.
Right.
It's not about disproving someone else's belief. It's about challenging your belief to think deeper.
Smart. Yeah. We
have, in our society, we talk constantly about paranoia, right? So, alongside of thought, the etymology of paranoia, para meaning alongside of, and noia meaning thought. People are like, how should I think alongside of normal thought? And when I do lectures, I talk about metanoia, right?
Metanoia.
So, metanoia means more thought.
Yep.
Which is when you reach a question, think about that question. But as you're thinking about that question, you think about the next question after that question. So if I die and I know everything, what's the next question after that? And then metanoia is a continual process.
It's like playing chess with your brain, man.
Yeah. You have to constantly push yourself toward metanoia, right? And metanoia is as obsessive and compulsive as paranoia. Paranoia is, I'm always going to think about another thought. Metanoia is, I'm always going to think of the next thought, the one that pushes me further.
Yikes.
And I think that in our society, whether it be conspiracy theory or ghosts or UFOs, like, our society is paranoid. we think about the thoughts alongside of the same thoughts that we have. When our society should be more metanoic, which is we should think of the thoughts beyond those thoughts that we're having.
No shit, John.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thanks.
You know what? Like, fuck. Thank you, man. You think about it, it's like, yeah, that makes sense, but I would have never even, like, put it into that structure, like, that thought process, you know?
Well, I did, the interview I did earlier on a different show, I was talking about words and how they're important. And that's why they are important. Because we miss the structure of words. We miss how deeply influential words are. When someone says, para, right? Like, so on Twitter, right? Someone will say, like, Para Sarah. Their name is Para Sarah. Or Para Larry, right? Or Para Tom, right?
Yeah.
But they're not saying Ghost Tom and Ghost Larry and Ghost Sarah. Like, para doesn't mean ghost. Para means next to, alongside of. So, kind of Larry, kind of Tom, kind of Sarah.
Next to
like, it doesn't, it has nothing to fucking do with ghosts. Like, nothing, right? Like, words are important, and people need to understand them. I did a lecture, the last lecture I did in Massachusetts, I told people, I said, when you die, do you become a ghost? And raise your hand if you think that. And so 90% of people raise their hands. And then I said, when you die, do you become an alien? And people laughed, and almost no one raised their hands. And then I said, when you die, do you become a gnome? Right? And absolutely no one raised their hands. Everybody, like, laughed out loud. Right?
We don't know.
But here's the thing. Words. When you have a philosophical debate, when you talk to people deeply and honestly about the things that they believe, it's words that we're using. If I say I'm thinking of a tree right now, I'm thinking of a tree, right? I'm thinking of a tree. Think of a tree. Think of a tree.
Oh,
think of my tree.
I know my tree.
Right? Okay. Okay, but I'm thinking of a pine. Are you thinking of what are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of this giant tree that's about...
Yeah, that's not a pine. That's not what I'm thinking of.
I don't know
what are you thinking of?
It's like a maple or an oak.
What kind of tree am I thinking? A big redwood?
Okay, yeah, it's not what I'm thinking of. So we're already off our when we're talking, like, I want to be on the same page as you. But because we have definitions in our head of words, right? So when I say, do you think that when you die, you become a ghost, right? The definition of ghost, the etymology of ghost is Geist. It means breath, right? So when you died, you become breath. And everybody clapped and applauded and thought they became a ghost, which means that they thought they became breath, right? And then I said, do you become an alien? And people laughed at that. And the etymology of alien is a French word, right? And it means someone not of this place, right? No, of course you're of this place, right? That doesn't make any sense either. A gnome. The definition of gnome is a spirit intangible of the earth.
So
right?
all of those mean...
So, but the thing is, the gnome is the closest.
Yeah.
And it's the one that people thought was the most fucking ridiculous. Because we don't understand what our words mean when we're talking to each other. The etymology and... Right.
Holy shit.
Can I smoke now?
Hell yeah.
You can smoke whenever you want, right? You can't blaze up in here, Wastoid.
No, I'm not blazing up in here.
Well, I'm going to then.
Okay, I will talk to everybody.
So let that shit sink in, mother
Oh,
uppers.
shit.
You good?
Hey, nothing's broke. We're good. Yeah, it's a tight fit back here.
Hello. TVR, thanks for the host. Good to see you, fam.
Ruse, I'm glad you made it, man.
So, if anyone has missed any of this, we will be posting it to our YouTube. I would think maybe tomorrow or soon. All right, let's see here. Worrying about the shit is the ultimate negative force. What I have noticed about conspiracy is that it placates the part of the mind that is petrified. The things don't necessarily have any purpose, and that things are out of control. The conspiracies are always about, it was a human / group of humans that did this. It's weird, right? So, yes. Indeed. We just all go to search until we are in our final minutes and be like, huh? I 100% believe that's true. TBR. 100% believe that's true. Because we can't really know. But I do believe that when we die, we become a spiritual entity made of radiant light. And we go somewhere. Where? Who knows? Aww. We needed a cigarillo. Do, 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 do. Yeah, who's to say or who knows, but... I can't believe Tenney isn't wearing a tie. Go figure he didn't when Alpha did. Dude, so Chris comes up to me tonight. He's like, hey, you want to wear a tie too? And I was like, yeah, sure. And like, so I went to look at all the collared shirts I had, and I have 2. And they're female shirts, so the button is like super low. So you have it like this. And I was like, dude, the tie will be like down here. It'll just look fucking dumb. And I'm like, I don't want to wear one of your man shirts. So I said no. And I can't believe he's not wearing one either. Still looks very dapper. Very dapper. Wait, I was getting into the philological, existential, and vain conversation. Are they? Oh yeah, they're coming back, yeah. I think we just go back into the unknown so it can try to experience itself. I think so too. Something like that. We'll find out at some point in time. So, are we down with the understanding the universe is about 13 billion years old? I mean, maybe. We don't really... who can really say that that's true? I mean, you have all the carbon dating and all the other stuff, but is it really pinpoint actual? Do we really know? I don't know. I think it's funny that Chris hooked up the Atari simulator and that didn't check the batteries, so it died after turning on. But honestly, it's more interesting to hear Tenney talk. More interesting. Well, it's definitely, like you said, our best guess. Yeah, absolutely. Aww. But yeah, they'll be back in just a moment. They're taking a quick union break. Aww. Okay, so like, where was my conscious during all of that? I don't know. I mean, just the thought of actually being conscious right now and having thoughts flying through your brain. Like, think about like when you lay down at night. Hork. And all of a sudden, like, you'll catch glimpses of like thoughts flying through your brain and you're like... I feel like more so during the day you're actively thinking, maybe. But at night, your mind starts to wander. And it takes on like a path of its own, which is kind of wild. Blanf! Hey,
John's all wasted, he's gotta pee again. I thought you heard that.
I had to pee.
Well, go pee.
No, I did.
Oh, right now. Hi guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. Good to see you.
Indeed. These are our favorite talks. John's the best. Hi, Blomfy. Blomfy. It's good to see you. Blomfy. That name is courtesy of TVR.
It sure is.
He said it one night, and I could never, ever get it out of my head. Ever again.
I can just hear TVR's
You missed the
right
talk
now.
show from us?
Hey there, bud.
I mean, us and TVR need to do another podcast soon. We're going out of town for like a week, so...
Shift change.
Not currently, but like we need to do another shift change soon.
So Shandipper will get to that question as soon as he comes back. Shift change! Yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you guys for being patient. And us not responding to everything in chat.
So what I believe about death is that it will feel exactly like it did before I was born, those billions of years.
Yeah, you don't know.
We don't know.
If we knew, it wouldn't be so insane, scary, interesting, you know? Yeah. Okie dokie.
Aww.
Yeah, please, if you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask. John would love to talk about it.
Hard to type. Ketchup fingers. Cat quee.
You got the nacho cheese fingers, man? Or ketchup.
What is catquee? Is that ketchup?
Got ketchup all in my fingers, man.
All right, one more time.
Exclamation ask space and then your question.
What were you saying?
It's not that busy in chat right now, so you can just type it in chat and we'll see it.
Huh?
So exclamation ask, then
gonna try
space,
this
and
again?
then type your question.
Go.
You gonna try Space Invaders again?
Yeah, you got 10 minutes, and then I got to go take care of my parents for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do 10 minutes of Space Invaders?
I'll try.
All right, you got to do that.
Boop.
No, I got it. Hold on. Let's switch it back to HDMI.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
No worries.
I didn't know you turned it on.
It's just a button. What was a blue screen? I was sick of looking at it.
Sorry. Ah.
And then
I have to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning.
John, I appreciate you so much for coming by tonight, man.
Also, it's not working.
Did you turn it on?
But also, let us know what time you want to leave on Friday.
I'll call you for sure.
Okay.
We were talking about 11-ish.
Or 10, or...
Just put new fucking batteries in there, dude.
Because it was like 4 hours to get up there? You didn't put batteries in, did you?
I did.
You
Brand new
did.
batteries in.
Well...
It may not work.
All right.
Is the other one working or no?
No,
No, we tried.
we tried. I played a little
Did you
bit.
turn that on though? There's that
Oh.
switch there too.
Shender, I will take a picture. I wrote down the list of stuff he said. It's right here. You can't see it because green screen. But I will post it in our Discord, and you said, actually, I'll do it right now.
Man, fuck Atari.
You guys, if you guys are in the Discord and you would like the list of books that John recommended earlier, I'm going to post them in Discord.
Yeah,
right
Shender, we'll post-
now.
we'll
We'll post it in.
all of
I'm going
those.
to post it in
Yeah.
general and paranormal.
King in Yellow,
The Great God
The
Pan.
Great God Pan. Please
Arthur
do that.
Machen. The Commonwealth.
Arthur Machen. Yeah, The Commonwealth by Robert Kirk. Yep.
Mercurius, Patrick Harper.
Patrick Harper.
And then you said The
The
Equinox.
Equinox by Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
That's the OTO.
Yeah.
We'll post it.
I'm putting that in the Discord right now.
Yep, all these are good.
Yeah, sorry, John.
okay.
I'm not sure what's going
No,
on with the
listen,
controller
this is the first time I've been able to play fucking games for a little
listen.
bit.
It's good.
Ruse, if you watch the VOD, man.
Yeah, we'll post it to YouTube.
He did a couple runs of Space
But
Invaders. It's pretty
if you
good.
guys have any questions,
I will take questions.
Now taking questions.
and I posted the book list into our general chat in Discord. I put on paranormal too.
You might have to like open that picture up and zoom in on it. She's got good handwriting. You can read that shit though.
I do.
Yeah.
This is pretty
You can read that.
clear and concise.
When does this repost?
We're gonna put it on
whenever
YouTube maybe tomorrow.
maybe tomorrow.
We'll upload it.
All right.
Yeah, we'll upload it tomorrow. John, would you want a portable Atari for Christmas?
I have a 2600, my first 2600.
You kept that?
Yeah.
Jeez, I wish I still had mine.
I still have my first 2600. I have a bunch of weird Sears games. Like Sears, for some reason, bought the 2600. Like Donkey Kong, except it's called King Kong or King Kang, maybe.
Oh,
Because they couldn't afford everything.
that's funny.
And
awesome.
Shark Attack because they couldn't afford Jaws. So I have all that. There's no reason for me to ever play it because it is terrible.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
I played Haunted House 2 earlier when I tested this out.
Oh yeah.
The game sucks.
Oh no, it's
The game's
like
stupid. It's
like I was
ET.
saying, it's terrible. You press a button and then you watch for your button press to appear
work?
on the screen.
Yeah.
It takes
my God.
that long for something to
Yeah.
happen.
Then you get in this. It's like ET, the Atari game. You get in this room and all of a sudden a ghost hits you and you're like, fine. And
I don't have time to react.
What was your first video game system?
Commodore.
Mine was the original Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 64. The Commodore 64.
That was great because that's where Oregon Trail came from.
Yeah.
At least I believe that's where it came from, Commodore 64.
I had my first system was 2600. And then, but earlier, like I think in 6th grade, we had some type of computer that we had to program a game called Lemonade Stand.
I remember lemonade
You remember
stand. Oh, that was on
lemonade
the
stand?
Apple,
Right?
like the Apple
Right?
computer.
Like the Lisa or the
What
Apple
was,
II or
how much
something,
sugar do you want to buy?
Oh
And
my
you were
God.
like 3 bags.
I loved that game. It was so simple and dumb.
Yeah, it was super dumb.
It was, but you're like, yes.
And then it was
this
like
is a
at the end of the
game.
day, you made $4.
Yeah.
And you were like, yay! And then it would save
$4.
on a cassette tape. There was a cassette player that
Dinky
you
Kang.
saved it on. The fucking worst.
Was it Danky Kang? Is that? Or are you just joking?
No, it was
Encroacher, what's up, man?
I think it was King Kang.
King Kang.
Yeah, instead of Donkey Kong. It was the worst. The absolute worst.
I mean, Donkey Kong, that was definitely fun. That was a fun game. But
No, that shit was...
I did love Oregon.
My mind
Oregon
blew.
Trail.
My
Loved it.
cousin got, I think it was a Atari 4800 or
There's a
something
26
like that.
and there's a 48, right?
Yeah. And he got Pac-Man with like multiple screens. And my mind fucking exploded. I didn't know. I was sitting in his living room playing multiple fucking Pac-Man screens. And I was like, this is the beginning of my life. Yeah. Crazy.
So, the Village Roots wants to know feelings about the theory of the Big Crunch. Do you feel that the universe is an infinite loop?
Yeah, so I mean, there's this weird, like, the idea, right? The Big Bang and the Big Crunch and then everything, so...
His face is blue because it's a blue screen, sorry.
No.
Just do that. That's better lighting.
What I think is weird is, as humans, we have this idea of duality. So we, like, hot, cold, left, right, black, white, on, off. Like, we think that everything is two things.
Yeah.
What's that written on your helmet, son? Born to kill, sir. What's
Right.
that peace button doing there? I
Right.
think I was trying to say something about the duality of man, sir. Sorry.
So it's duality, right? And all the universe has ever showed us is that there is no duality. There are infinite shades of gray. When people say the Big Bang and the Big Crunch, or the Big Cold and the Big Hot, there are an infinite amount of varieties between those things. So I don't think that maybe this universe might crunch out, but this universe isn't the only one.
Well, because if there's more than one, that means there's infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you talk about, like, theoretical physics, and I don't think you need to go that far. I mean, people always jump to, like, quantum dynamics and string theory, all of these things to explain everything. I don't think you need to go that far. I think you just need to realize that, like, as a human being in your everyday life, you think that when you call in sick to work, it's going to be like the person's mad at you or they're not mad at you. But then whenever you call in sick to work, it's this fucking thing that you never expected, where they're like, "Oh, that's great. Come in whenever," right? But you fucking struggled over it all day long because you thought it was going to be one thing or the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But then it's always the thing you didn't fucking expect. So, like, the universe gives us these examples that it's not two things. It's not black and white and left and right and on and off and cold and hot. It's an infinite variety of grays. And I think that when you say, do you think that the Big Crunch is going to happen? Like, maybe for a while, but then not after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Or do you think that the universe began with the Big Bang? Sure, but not before the Big Bang.
Does our universe control every single reality?
Right.
Well,
Right. Like, we really do get tied up in these ideas of what's right and what's wrong. Because they're easy to control and they're easy to explain. But the universe loves to play with us, and it loves to give us a multitude of experiences. And so, yes, maybe it's Big Crunch for a while. But after that, it will be something else.
Do you got time for one more question?
Of course.
Okay. This is a good one because I'm interested in this too. Deja vu. What do you think is happening? Do you think it's a malfunctioning of the normal mechanics of the brain that's jumping between dimensions, past, future lives, or something else entirely? Deja vu is the weirdest feeling that I've ever experienced in my
I've felt it so many times in my life. I'm like, I've done this. This has happened. I've dreamt this before. I've experienced this before.
When you go, I gotta follow up. Yeah.
Yeah. So no.
Sorry.
I mean, we should talk about it. I mean, deja vu. So there is something that happens. There's a biochemical reaction that happens in the brain when it becomes nervous. I'll rewind myself. You experience data. It goes in through your eyes, into your brain. It goes into short-term memory and then long-term memory. And if it's succinct and it's needed, your long-term memory keeps it there. When your brain is frightened, and we have a subconscious mind, we have a brain that we don't understand. When you smell something or see something that makes you slightly nervous, your brain wants to put you in a familiar situation. So what it does is it inputs information. Instead of going into short-term recognition, it draws from long-term recognition, brings it into short-term, and makes you experience it at that moment. What happens is then your brain is flooded with serotonin and dopamine and all of these chemicals that heighten the experience, make you super anxious. And then you take a deep breath, you go, this is really fucking weird. And then right after that, people don't talk about, after deja vu's happening, the moment that your experience is heightened, a few moments after that, you get really fucking calm. You're like, oh, that's fucking weird. What's happening right now? And then you calm down, right? Your body did instinctually what it was supposed to do. It put you in a familiar situation, and then it calmed you down. But there are deja vu experiences which don't conform to that process. They happen, you're looking at this situation, and as you look at it, you're not getting overwhelmed, you're not getting excited, you just realize that something is the same. So again, there's not one experience of deja vu, there's a multiplicity of deja vus.
Yeah.
And one of them may be, because you are one thing, it's experiencing itself subjectively.
Yeah.
You're seeing it again. And you realize, oh, this has happened. Okay. It's fine. I've been here before.
Yeah.
And then, whether it's the biochemical or the kind of occultish, deep philosophical idea, in both experiences, even though one is explainable and one's not, in both experiences, after it happens, you relax and you almost forget it.
Mm-hmm. You write it off.
Yeah, you write it off.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That was deja vu. Mm-hmm. And it passes out of you. We've all had deja vu a multiple amount of times.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
But I implore people right now who have had deja vu,
yes,
multiple times, right? Which have freaked you out, right? When was the last time it happened to you?
Every day.
No, but when was the last time it happened to you?
Fuck.
No.
Give me the experience perfectly.
I feel like it was...
No. You don't know. You just said, I feel like it was, right? But if it was so fucking crazy and strange, you should know exactly when it happened.
But I always feel like it's like maybe it was a different life that I lived, that I
sure.
experienced.
So you
that's
write
why
it off.
I remember it.
Yeah, so you write it off because it's a normal experience for as weird of an experience as it is.
John, really quick. Amy is here. Your favorite Amy is here.
I don't.
I guess.
Yes.
Marley says little Amy?
Is it little Amy? Right. Well,
probably little Amy.
You know what's funny? Sometimes I think if I could tap in to the deja vu when I experience it, I could tell the future. Because...
Or the past.
Like, this has happened before. I know what you're going to say next. But I can't explain it.
Right.
Because you know what's going to happen next.
Sure.
So is there a way to tap into deja vu to basically tell the future? In a few seconds or a minute or two?
But I mean, what is it? What is
deja vu?
But what's it ultimately going to mean? Because when you have deja vu, right, there's this point where your reality catches up to the deja vu, right? Where you're like, oh, this is fucking happening. This is happening. This is happening. And then it like a dream, Like, it moves into your reality, and then you're like, oh, it's done. That's weird.
So did it really exist? Did it really happen?
Did it exist? Was I there before?
Right.
Or was it just my brain?
Or was
weird?
I just 2 seconds ahead of what happened?
Does your life flash before your eyes when you die or when you're born?
Both?
Are you
I feel like
are you
both.
remembering your life flashing before your eyes when you were born, and this is just something you remember, and you're like, oh, this happened before. Like, I've been here before. You said this, and I know what you're gonna say next. Like,
who's to say?
deja vu is the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
Sure.
I hate it. I love it. Yeah.
There's
Black Lodge, Red Room in the Black Lodge. You want to start talking backwards? I can.
No, I mean, so here's the whole thing. Like, that's what's weird, right? So, Pink Lodge, right? Like, it's not black or white. Again, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, it's not those two things. Yeah. It's the shaded lodge.
Indeed.
Like, it's funny because you say black and white, right? Which are neither of those are colors. Like, those are shades.
The absence of light.
The absence and the
absorbance of light.
Exactly. Right? So there are a multitude of spectrums between those two.
The shades of gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Listen,
Gray Lodge.
So, I'm going to go ahead and, like, interrupt everything, and if you have to get back...
Yeah, I have to go back to my parents' house.
Understand...
Thank you
Well,
so
my
much.
house. It's my house.
Yeah,
But it's...
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, thank you so much for your time tonight and hanging out with
John.
us. And this
No,
has been-
I
this has
love
been
this. I
amazing.
love doing this.
John, thank you
We
so
love
much,
it
man.
too.
I hope that more people watch this channel because I feel like the three of us get into weird shit that no one ever gets into.
Yeah, especially on Twitch, man. And I like doing this on Twitch.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Let's
Thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna wrap it up and end here.
He's got a full plate, man. He's got.
But call us and we'll figure out the time we're leaving.
No, it'll be in the afternoon sometime.
If you want to give your shout outs to the cam, like
Oh, it's all Johnny L. Tenney. Twitter,
what's
Johnny
coming
L.
up?
Tenney.
What's coming up? We got
If Marley is still here, can you do exclamation weird and just type Tenney in chat? That'll do his website. Tenney is his Twitter.
Yeah.
Right above us, Weird Lectures, that's his website.
Are you guys coming on the 15th? Are you coming to
I think we're
Stash?
going.
No,
I
we
think-
have
I
to,
think
man.
we're gonna.
Yeah.
because we'll be in Traverse City on the way back from Petoskey, but we can make it back in time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we can make it back in time.
Thanks everybody for listening. Sorry if I babbled too much, but
That's the best part.
I hope you like the babble.
TVR, we're gonna post it to YouTube.
Ruse, no worries, man.
Give us a day.
No worries.
Show them some funny weird video while I'm gone.
Okay.
Indeed.
Do you have funny weird videos queued in?
Oh, do you want to see our raid video?
Wait, can you just pull up shit?
We have some stuff set, like so
have
our
some
raid
stuff set.
video.
I can show you the one.
Do you have something really cute and beautiful you could show people this late at night?
That's not cute or beautiful.
No, it's just a video of people getting.
Yeah, our
punched.
cat. I have to go grab him. He's very cute and beautiful.
But we'll hang out for a little bit,
All right.
and like we'll show something. But I gotta pee anyway. So.
All right.
Oh, give me hugs.
Yes, of course.
Thank you again. We'll see you on Friday.
All right.
I'll walk
Give us
you
a
out.
call
Okay.
and yeah.
John Tenney, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Good times. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been awesome. So many really fascinating things we talked about this evening. This was amazing. So I'm glad you guys. He's over my shoulder, isn't he? I see him. Oh. Yeah, it's so fascinating. Just the stuff that we're able to talk about blows my freaking mind. I love it. Love it. Anyone new to stream? We do this every few months. Ideally, I'd like to do it like quarterly, like 4 times a year. That'd be awesome. He's a busy man and does a lot of stuff. I love it when he shows up, even if I only catch a part of it. And Scorpion, thank you so much for being here to check it out. Heck yeah. As I move to a different state away from my friends, having these combos again is comforting. Yes, because it's few and far between that you get to have conversations like this, because most people don't want to talk about, like, the weird and, like, what happens after life and dreams and deja vu. It's weird conversations to bring up with people that don't necessarily would say, but I need to sleep early day. Oh my god, Marley, thank you so much for hanging out. We're gonna wrap it up here soon. Yeah, thank you for chilling with us. We love your face. Love you. And I hope that we get to see you in December. And we'll see you tomorrow in the Para Museum stream. That should be cool. I look forward to it. Heck yeah. Amy. Thank you for joining us. Much love, my friends. But yes, John Tenney is an amazing creature. Human. Manimal. To be honest, I was expecting far more esoteric responses, but the intelligence and down-earth answers he gave threw me for pleasantly surprising. Yeah, he's pretty freaking amazing. John has been one of the most fascinating people I've ever met in my life. The first time I met him, the conversations I had kind of blew me away. I've known him now for maybe 15 years? A long time. He's such an awesome person. Yes. All right. So even if Alpha's not there, I am going. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going. I already took the days off of work. So I want to be there. I think it's going to be awesome. And dude, I also cannot wait for Hellier 2. Holy cannoli. Excited. But yes, good night, Marley. Sleep well. Love your face. If I'm still stuck on strike from work, I might try to sneak out there too, if I have the money. Nice. Very nice. Inadvertent. You're somewhere close to us, maybe? I don't remember. Are you in Michigan? Or Ohio? I do not remember. I do not know. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, Indiana. That's right. Indiana. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Guys, it always sucks, man. He's only here for a limited amount of time. I feel like I could talk for another 6 hours with that guy. Yikes.
It was amazing.
Thank you for hanging out.
I'm gonna wrap it up here.
Absolutely.
I think this is a stream where I don't think we host anybody after it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's look, see who's on at least.
Is anyone doing... I feel like after a stream like this, we're like, we should host someone to talk about paranormal stuff, but I don't believe anyone on Twitch is.
Who do we, yeah.
TVR, are you streaming? I'd host you.
Why don't you start that stream up, bud?
Auto host? Yeah, we have a lot of autos set up. TVR, go start streaming and we'll host,
up, dude.
We'll host you right now. Huh?
Fire it up. Fire it up.
Great day to be a Pine Mall. Aw, shit.
Very good to see you guys. Absolutely. This might make more sense. Hey!
Oh,
there you are.
hello.
What's up? Yeah, dude. Shit. Where you going?
I was trying to see who's on.
We're doing this right now.
Oh.
On this monitor.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know you were doing that. Why do you keep going up?
Because that.
This is the night where we just don't host anymore.
Yeah, let's just end, man. That's cool with me.
Thank you guys for being amazing.
No, fuck that. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, Lunk.
Let's go here.
Oh, we love Lunk. Lunk sauce. Toast him up. Say jello.
Alright, on that note, thank you so much. We'll see
Thanks
you
for
soon.
chilling. Love you
And like
guys.
I said, if you guys missed any of this and if you want to watch some more, it'll be on our YouTube in the next few days.
Also, Invert Evil, no freaking
Yes.
worries. Love your face.
No, Evil, you're fine, man. No worries, dude. Blanky.
We'll do it again, and if you're not paying attention again, we'll just keep yelling at you with capital letters in your chat.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
I don't understand what the X on it means. The X is up there too. See, Rock Lobster.